to the episode of the No Name Podcast. I'm your host for this week, Manny. It's episode 91. Uh, joined by your co-hosts for this week, Ricky, as well as Arturo.
Never again.
How have you
Hi.
guys been this week?
Never again. Never again.
You know, I just found out that the Earth is flat like 20 seconds ago. So, you know, dude, like my mind
It's
is
canon.
boggled right now.
It's
That's
canon,
crazy, dude. You know what I want to do? I just like want to hang off the edge of the Earth now, and I want to like do a couple pull-ups and see if I'll tilt our
Nah,
axis.
because
No.
gravity, it'll be sucked to the other side of the flat Earth.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
like,
It's like a
like will
coin.
my body be like split in half? So I'll go like from this, and then I'll just like go like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it.
That's what happened to dude in the wheelchair. What's his name? What's his name? The one that talks through like a computer. What's his name? He died.
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Hawking. That's what happened.
You know, it makes sense.
Yeah. Think
Remember,
that's bad.
Ricky,
Try catching a
we're
plane
handy
to the
capable here.
set. Yeah.
I think
That's why Australia
We're
turns the
gonna
other way
get
around.
canceled.
I think we just offended so many people right now just in the beginning of this podcast. And you know what?
Probably.
Oh my god. Remind me again why I let you host?
Because we have good moments like this.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, man. How have you guys' weeks been? You guys have good weeks?
Yeah, I've had a pretty good week. You know,
Before this,
I would say, yeah. You know,
Damn.
school is over. I've taken all my finals, so I'm happy now.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
content with life.
That's cool.
And then a couple other things that's happened the past week that we'll talk about later in the podcast.
I mean, I want to say this. Congrats, Manny. Your Mavericks
Thank you.
winning
Yeah.
winning game 7 and
In a blowout.
in a blowout session, I might add.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was a very surprise. Okay, I remember because the last time we talked about this, I said there could be a chance. I didn't think it would be that like this.
Yeah, that
And
was a crazy game.
And everything. And the fact that it's like it went 7, and the fact that it's like they blew them out in
At home.
Phoenix. In
Yeah.
Phoenix. And
Yeah.
everything. That was great. But
It was a
congrats.
good game to watch.
Congrats, and I'm very looking forward to game 1 when they play my Warriors and everything, because it's going to be a very exciting. Honestly, I will say this, not to get on a sports, about to get on a sports tangent right now. I am very excited for these conference finals that are happening right now. In the West, we have my Warriors against Manny's Mavericks and everything. Which the story to that, how you became that fan, is a whole nother thing in itself, and everything. But
I really like Mark Cuban.
on the East, in the Eastern Conference, we got the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat, which is a very more interesting game, another interesting game right there. So it's like I'm very excited to watch these games in the next week or two, and see where it goes and all that stuff for that and everything. Other than that, I mean, it's been an interesting 2 weeks. We have, of course, we're going to talk about it towards the end of the podcast. Of course, we've all seen Multiverse of Madness, which I'm very excited to talk about with you guys.
Dude, I found out my boss saw it, and he's like an older dude that doesn't show any signs of being a Marvel fan. Apparently, he's watched all of them. I asked him his thoughts. He's like, too much fiction. And I was like, what?
Oh, we'll continue back to this play.
Please, we'll get back to that later. Other than that, there's a lot of interesting stuff that's happened, a lot of strange things that have happened, a lot of things that I want.
Strange. No, just kidding.
Interesting, weird, stupid, and all that stuff. I played Splitgate for the first time in a long time.
Is that like Portal? The Portal one?
Halo with portals, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I played that this past weekend, and must say, still a good time to play. Still good fun times playing that game. All that stuff.
Better than Overwatch?
So it's funny you mentioned that. So I did get access. I did have access to the Overwatch 2 beta. I think that was the week. I think that was that same week we did last time we recorded, but I don't think we talked about it. Only played it once. Only played it once. And I think that's just more. And then here's the thing about that. It's the gripe that everyone's been talking about since the beta's been coming out, and today's like the day we're recording is the last day of the beta. So I'm kind of debating if I want to get back on it before it goes away.
You should stream it so I can watch it.
That just sounds.
I didn't get the beta.
You make it sound like you're being lazy about that in a way. I don't know why.
Oh, no, I didn't.
I don't know why. I don't know why. It was just like and everything like that. And did I even stream it when I played it last time I played it? I think I did. I don't remember.
Oh, you did.
But the thing is, it's more of the fact it's like everyone. So the thing is, it's like so this is the multiplayer beta. So this is multiplayer. Mm-hmm. The changes the big changes more particularly is it going 5v5. We have a brand new mode which I've only played once. I can't remember the name right now of it. And we have a new and there's a new hero for the very first time in a very long time, too. And then of course there's been changes to certain heroes. Doomfist is now a tank. Doomfist is now a tank. Orisa has a new ult, not a new ult. Yeah, I think a new ultimate or something. She had rework changes. Sombra had rework changes. Reinhardt and everything had changes to his skill sets and everything.
Can you link up Reinhardt and what's your name Shields? Vegeta Shields?
At the same time?
Yeah, it was in the trailer. I'm not sure if it was.
No, not like that. No.
Do it. No. Oh, okay. That kind of stinks. That really cool.
No, that's a lot of back end stuff to make that an actual thing.
That would be cool.
I think the constant thing that everyone's been saying it's just like Overwatch 1. Well, that's the thing. This is multiplayer. The thing about Overwatch 2 when it first got announced was supposed to be the changes that are coming to multiplayer, but also it was supposed to be the PvE stuff that was coming to the game, to the sequel and everything. And that's for me at least the more exciting part because it deals with lore and content and all that stuff. So for me, just after just playing it one day, and plus the queues are just ridiculously long, of course, as always.
Yeah.
Since you have to do role selection and all that stuff. Oh, the one bit, and of course, I think we've already talked about this before when this first got talked about. Remember, it's only one tank. You can only be one tank in your 5v5s. So it's 2 damage, 2 supports, 1, and then 1 tank, and everything. Which in hindsight does seem like the better idea because it feels so much better just with having 1 tank.
That way you're just like, 2 tanks.
Yeah.
2 beefy boys.
And I think that's the role I mostly played because that was the least wait time and everything outside of support. But I enjoyed it. I think it's something that I'm excited for when the game finally comes out. For this and everything, it's something that I'll finally come back to. Like I wouldn't unless like they make an update change to excuse me. Unless they do like a big change on it within the first game, I'll probably jump back on it. But other than that, don't think so.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's stuff. But because I don't 6v6 is just too much.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Stuff. But yeah, so I played that my last 2 weeks. I think we'll talk about Apex in a little bit and everything with the new season. Other than that, I think the only other thing I think I'm interested in knowing about more is so Fall Guys had an announcement today. They're recording this. They're going free to play next month.
Okay, Fall Guys is the little guys we get on through the obstacle courses.
Yeah, so it's going free to play next month. It's going free to play on the 21st of June. They are going. It's finally also coming out to Xbox and the Switch on that same day.
June 21st, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was like wondering. I was like, that's the only reason why I feel like we never played Fall Guys is because one,
it was only PC and PlayStation.
PC and PlayStation.
It was only PC and PlayStation. So Come 21st, we'll finally be able to play it. It's going to be free to play. It is going to have crossplay, full cross progression, and everything like that too. So you,
The real question is the player base dead? No, just kidding.
I mean, the
No,
fact that I mean, since then the developers that made the game is now under Epic Games, so they have the backing
yeah.
to do a lot of stuff and everything, and they've done a lot of things. Like they have like a bunch of like content skins and all that stuff from like different stuff, IP and everything. There's like a Jack Skellington skin in Fall Guys. I was like, wait, what? This is awesome. There's an Assassin's Creed one coming soon and all that stuff.
Stephen Hawking.
Everything. So
Dude.
that's gonna be fun. But I think like come that day, the 21st, since it's now gonna be free to play and all that stuff, we can finally be able to play this and all that stuff. Everything, because that's the only reason why I haven't played it. Because I have it on PlayStation and PC, but I just don't play it because it's better. This game is to be played with friends and all that stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
Another thing to talk about, I want to bring up also real quick. So as you know, PlayStation Plus is getting a revamp like in June. They're finally trying to compete with Game Pass. When we first talked about this, there was no mention of games coming to it. Today, they finally announced what games are going to be coming on all that stuff. It's a small selection, but it's interesting. So let's see here. I mean, okay, so I will just bring out like the good ones that are like to expect on it. The Demon Souls remastered on the PS5 version, which is going to be is an interesting one that's coming to it. Let's see here. Both Spider-Man games will be on there. Let's see here. The Last of Us, if you're into that. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a big third-party game right there from Ubisoft. That's an interesting thing that they're adding to the list. NBA 2K22, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, to note those ones. And those are like the PS4, PS5 games. For classic games such as like, so these are what they call the classic games catalog. This contains of original PlayStation and PSP games. Couple notable ones are like Ape Escape, Hot Shots Golf, and Tekken 2. For those ones, and then what else was there? And then of course their original PS3 games, which is pretty much only available through streaming. You cannot download them into your PS4 or PS5. The notable ones for this was pretty much the original Demon Souls, a couple of Ratchet and Clank games. And I think
Up Your Arsenal? That was my favorite.
Let's see here. Well, these are for PS3. So it's Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time, and Into the Nexus.
Oh, okay.
So it's those ones. And again, those are going to be available. You can be able to play those on your PS5 or PS4 and all stuff, but only via streaming. You cannot download them. Interesting note I found out about this, particularly related to the classic games catalog, is saying they said if you happen to purchase a digital version of any of the select games that are from the original PlayStation or PSP generation, you will actually be able to download these free of charge, even if you don't have the subscription to the PlayStation Plus. So
how do they authorize it? Like, how do they verify it?
How do they verify? Your PlayStation account.
Oh wait, no, I was thinking like if you like back in the day you have like a disc version. I was like,
well, digital. Your digital.
Yeah. I get it now.
It's your digital.
I was like, how do they
your digital ones. Another thing is what they're calling their time limited trials. So they plan on doing this for their newer games that come out. They got a few games on here already. They're going to be coming. They have Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, which is their remastered Uncharted 4 and the Lost Legacy that got remastered for PS5. That one and the recent Horizon, which is called Forbidden West, those are on game trials. They also have third-party titles that will include Cyberpunk, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and WWE 2K22. The odd thing about this one, the trial only lasts 2 hours.
That's weird.
How in hindsight though, for EA Play, when they do their trials, those are 10 hours. And all that stuff. So it's like,
so what you're saying is speedrun Tiny Tina's Wonderland. No.
Good luck with that. Or do your best to create like so much stuff in WWE 2K22.
Yeah, just
that stuff. Of course they will be keeping the whole the monthly games that they normally did that they normally do. They're still keeping that, so you still get your free games monthly with the subscription,
Got it.
um,
Got it.
and everything. And then they plan on refreshing and adding more games each month, also to the catalog for the Game Pass version of it and all that stuff. So that's
Got it.
that's gonna be interesting to see. I think
Right.
it's
Right.
so June is when it comes here in America. It's starting in
Mm.
I think it's starting in Japan this month, end of this month, if I remember correctly. I forgot to get the dates.
So we should go to Japan to try it out.
So no, meaning you can sign up for a Japan account just within your by changing the region of your PlayStation.
Oh yeah, go to the VPN settings in
Yeah.
the PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly. And then you should be all set.
This video sponsored by NordVPN.
You should be all goofy. Not sponsored by hashtag should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so for me, since I am the one with the PlayStation, I'm like, some of these games are gonna be interesting, or gonna be nice to have, and
Yeah.
everything. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of interesting of replaying Valhalla on the PS5 for no reason and everything. The one interesting thing about it though, so as I mentioned, how I mentioned the Uncharted Legacy Thieves Collection is a time trial game for PS5 remastered. It contains two of those games. Two of those games are Uncharted 4 Thieves and Uncharted The Lost Legacy, which is like a side story within the franchise. Those two games are in the PS4 PS5 game catalog of the Game Pass version of it, but it's only the PS4 version of those.
Interesting.
Which is very interesting. I don't know it's for the fact because of the remakes only got released this year in January, and they're probably just doing that to get people to come in, which is fine.
Maybe.
Which is fine, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, why put
Are
the
they doing
PS4s
a Final Fantasy thing?
Oh, God.
Cool.
Would you like to
Dude,
explain that?
I feel like Final Fantasy just completely died off. Because so basically, what the whole situation with Final Fantasy is like, they did a Final Fantasy remake, right? And so they released it like in parts. Did they ever even continue it?
Oh, you mean you're talking about 7?
Yeah.
So the remake of 7, yeah. So they've only done one so far, and all that stuff. I haven't even finished it yet.
3 years?
I want to say no. Wait, yeah, I think 3.
Yeah.
Almost 3. Yeah, almost 3.
So hopefully we don't see that for Assassin's Creed.
And all that stuff. No. We're good for Assassin's Creed. And all that stuff.
Or so I hope.
So, and then another thing also with this is coming with this, when you do sign up for the PlayStation Plus revamp, it'll also include Ubisoft Plus, which is their subscription service, which includes all their games and all that stuff. But that won't happen until later on the year, which is not a big deal also because it's also going to be added on to Xbox Game Pass. So still benefits, not benefits, and all that stuff depending on your platform and all that stuff and everything. But at the same time, it's like cool and everything. But I'm looking forward to it. I might, since now I found out that Demon's Souls, the PS5 version, is going to be on here. I actually might give that a shot and play that and see where that goes, and die so many times in that game. And all that stuff. But other than that, I think that's my quick spiels of what I got. Also, I got that Ghost energy drink.
Oh,
dude, those go hard, dude.
So
is that the brand? Is that just Ghost?
It's called Ghost. So
a Sour Head?
It's a Sour Patch Kid. This
Sour Patch Kids, yeah.
So
I'll be right back.
I got my first one yesterday as the citrus one. That one was pretty good and all that stuff. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm planning on. I want to do this right now on the podcast since I got it just today and everything and all that stuff.
Makes sense.
And everything. So it's like to see how this goes. So far, I'm liking these so far. These flavors.
Dude, I got the mango and the warheads. Those are pretty good.
Oh my! This is. Oh, ooh.
Is it sweet?
Love it. I love it. Love it.
You know what I've been drinking lately? I've been drinking.
It's
Can you see that?
Oh, the Rockstars.
I've been drinking the sugar-free ones.
Oh, the sugar-free ones.
Those are
sugar-free Rockstars and sugar-free Monsters. Like, those have been pretty good.
Those are easier to shotgun, yeah.
And because like, I feel like they go down smoother, and then 2, like, Dude, they're only like 10 calories.
I know
Yeah.
I know that they're not
I know
sugar.
carbs just a good part.
I know they're not the sugar-free one, but they just released a new punch flavor, watermelon, and all that stuff.
Ooh.
I got it. I got to try it when I went to LA last month because they weren't in stock. They weren't in Stockton yet here where we live.
Yeah.
But just recently, this past week, they started. They're now here and all that stuff. So it's like totally recommend.
Hey, speaking of the zero sugar rock stars, have you tried black ice and mango guava?
That one I have not.
Those two are both zero sugars. Those are really good, especially the mango guava.
I'll try out the black ice one. That sounds interesting. Mango guava, that always sounds like a banger because like, dude, anything with guava, I'm biased. Anything with guava is like delicious.
Yeah,
dude.
mango guava is amazing. So is black ice. Black ice is really good too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so far, 2 out of 2, Ghost. You're making me a fan.
You know they make pre-workout too, right?
Bro, I'm just slowly. Gotta slowly get it.
Just,
oh, yo, you're telling me I can snort this stuff? Nah, yeah. you know, just put a line on my hand.
Just on the podcast. Just
I'm like, all right, guys, I'm ready to amp up.
Yeah.
Also,
Episode 99. We snort those pre-workout.
Also, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, new show that just came out on Paramount Plus. Seen the first 2 episodes so far. Awesome, good time. Having a good time with it. Also, both of you haven't watched Halo yet, huh?
No. I know Master Chief takes off his helmet.
This guy.
I gotta say,
I know Cortana's in it. She's in it.
So okay, so of course I've been watching it. I've been enjoying the show very much and everything. So last week's episode, the most recent episode, I didn't see it yet on release.
Right.
But people were talking about something that was they made it like sound like a big deal. I finally watched the episode I think Saturday. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why are people making this a big deal when it's not? Nice dog, by the way.
Yeah, he just kind of joined me here.
I guess I can just say it right now, and it's like because it's not really a big deal, and it doesn't make sense. So apparently, like people were making a big deal because apparently Master Chief lost his virginity.
No, this guy.
So so it's like so apparently no, I kid you not.
Wait.
No.
Yo, that hollow wussy though.
Yeah. Cortesi.
So I kid you not.
Cortesi.
So I kid you not. It was like people were talking about this whole thing that Master Chief had sex, and I'm like,
well, is he okay? Question.
He's a banger dude that needs to be banging.
Is he man in a suit or is he like RoboCop?
No. So I might as well just like kind of technically spoil the scene and all that stuff. So first things first, it's not with Cortana. Just to get that out the way.
So no hollow wussy. Dang it,
okay.
dude.
No Cortesi.
I'm gonna get that out the way.
Is it still a hollow wussy though?
No, it's an actual person.
Oh.
Dang,
is it a Gorzon?
I just said it's an actual person, like an actual human.
Wait, could we even be talking about?
It's too late. I
don't know. Are we gonna get?
It's too late. So everybody here,
even though we don't make any money off of it.
We don't make money off this right now, so it doesn't matter right now. So here's the thing. So it starts it, and of course they kiss and everything, and then knowing shows
then
like
the music hits.
The clothes do get removed. Clothing does get removed, but then it just cuts.
And then there's
no. But there's a little bit. There's skin a little bit, but not. It's not like. It's just like.
I was gonna say things
back
side,
like yeah.
Just eye contact and just
eye contact. Yeah. So then it's that, and then it just cuts to them in bed. That's it. Like them asleep.
Reverse POV.
Them asleep. It's asleep.
He's just there like.
They're asleep and everything. They're like asleep and everything, and she's like waking up and all that stuff, and everything. So that's it. That's literally it. And I'm just like, wait, people are making a fuss about Master Chief's journey, and they don't even. It's not even them have.
Is she wearing the top half of his suit?
No.
She's just like wow. I think it looks good on me.
No.
The freaking excess. They're just like crushing her.
All I know is for the fact that it's like
she's just there like a built child. Like, yo, this looks good on me.
That's hilarious, dude.
Well, all I gotta say is all I know is like the fact that it's like people are like it's been like this with this whole show. People are making too much fuss out of this damn thing and all that stuff. Just
Yeah,
enjoy what the story's giving us. They've already said this is not canon to the games. This is its own. This is its own thing and all
yeah,
that stuff. There are some cringy parts in there. Don't get me wrong, and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like I've been enjoying this show and all that stuff, and seeing stuff like that. It's like Master Chief lost his virginity, making it like it looks like seeing it like it's a big deal to everybody. I'm like, dude, it's not. They're not even showing actual sex in this thing. It literally just shows them kissing, remove clothing, and cuts. That's it.
yeah.
And all that stuff. Like, quit making a big deal out of this. In all honesty. And all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, that's it.
Dang. Okay. Arturo, you got anything?
At the moment, well, no, not really, because everything I've just been doing recently is just I've been divulging into comics, dude, and like I'm like, okay,
that's the other thing too. Because like for if you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, there's a recent perk that just came out where you get 3 months of Marvel Comics Unlimited, and that's
yeah,
Marvel's
so
subscription service that you can read a bunch of comics.
not sponsored, but hashtag should be by everything you saw here today. You know, Rockstar, feel free to
Yeah, it's just not happened to
sponsor
be.
us.
It's just not happened to be there, not for display for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
I'm more
and
a Red Bull guy. Like a Red Bull guy.
So the thing was like I started mines because I wanted to get catch up on the X-Men comics because those are the comics I've been enjoying recently, and I told Arturo to start his and all that stuff so that we can just get some reading.
yeah, and so I started off with like the whole main Marvel universe. I'm like, okay, let's go right into this. I think I started right. What did you say?
It's like it's only one main universe, anyways. If you
I
follow the
mean,
comics,
but you got like all the extra stuff too. But I think I started after the events of Civil War. So, or actually no, after the events of
Civil
Secret
War.
Wars.
Oh yeah, you started reading after Secret Wars.
Yeah, because I'm like all that stuff I already know, like his general knowledge. I'm like because I want to move more towards like the new Avengers and everything, right? Where we got like Riri Williams as Iron Man and like a couple other things, right? And I've been just like heck reading up on like just Captain America stuff because obviously a lot of stuff starts off Captain America and like.
Though I told him to start reading the X-Men stuff.
He told me to start reading the X-Men. I think he told me to start reading the X-Men because that's what he's reading. He wants to talk about that.
It's really good. It's
I know,
really good.
I just want to catch up with this first,
I'm sorry, but bruh, Manny, they claimed Mars as their own planet. They literally terraformed the whole planet to their own thing within a night. It's sorry.
It's mutants, like they got Omega
I've only read like 2 comics on digital form.
like in the Marvel universe, like mutants are like the most powerful beings. But like they have the most powerful beings.
But this recent storyline within the X-Men is them finally claiming that and all that stuff. It's them finally claiming that. There's not the stuff you see in the past of them always on the run, them always trying to like make something better.
And that's actually something that I did get from like from Secret Empires is like, when Captain America when he was secretly a Hydra agent and like took over the world and he's like, yeah, X-Men, I'll let you mutants have your own continent and everything. He's like, and you guys can do your own thing. He's like, just stay out of my thing. And they're like, yeah, sure, because we don't want to be in any conflicts. Like interesting. So like obviously I'm getting my lore from the X-Men to there a little bit, but I'm gonna start my own X-Men journey probably next week because I'm almost.
But I think Secret Empire was before all that though.
Oh yeah, this is. Yeah. No, actually, Secret Empire was happening with that because remember that was when Captain America started his empire as a Hydra agent.
I get all my comic knowledge through Variant Comics. I don't read any of them.
Variant Comics is good.
Yeah.
I think I think I'm
2017.
I think I'm all done with Secret Empire, I'm just reading up the aftermath of Secret Empire, and then from there, I'm gonna see where I want to go with that. Because I'm like speedrunning all these comics. Because like let me see, what did I read? Because I just read so much in the past week. It was just all there. It was like all mind-boggling and everything too. Just like because, dude, the writing was just so good. Because like especially what I saw in these comics leading up to like Secret Empire is that instead of like hashing out into like a big old battle and everything first, this was like all character development and like world building. It is just like Captain America showing that he's like a true strategist. Because like obviously Captain America, he's just like an above average human, right? Yeah, it's like a little bit.
I mean, pretty much. This is pretty much Captain America if he actually like let loose once in a while and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like Captain America's like an above average human, right? But this shows like how good of a master strategist he is, because like that's what makes Captain America the leader of the Avengers. Is like even though he's not like the strongest in the group, he's able to take ideas and form them into a strategy, into a plan, in order to defeat the enemy. And I really like Secret Empire because and like the Hail Hydra Captain America, or the Hydra Agent Captain America, because it just takes that with a twist. I'm like, okay, he's using like this big brain of his, making all these big brain moves and fracturing the superhero community. He's fracturing America, and he's just like slowly making his way. And everybody, since he's Captain America, everybody trusts it. Everybody loves the dude. And they're literally letting the fox into the hen house, and he just
I know one
goes
dude who does.
ham.
Well, yeah, because it's like it's the least thing you expect it. It's the least thing you expect, and it's for the fact it's like, what was I gonna say? Because like with that in particularly, because like that's been going on for a while. Like that took a whole, like even before that, which was Civil
Like
War
a whole,
Two. It was before.
Yeah, it was like
so,
taking
and
even
there was
since
already
before the
hints of
events of
that.
Civil War II.
Yeah, even before that, because it's like literally it was Avengers. I forget the event what it was called, but pretty much something was happening at this little town. It dealt with the cosmic cube and this little girl and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's 'cause it started right after Captain America lost his super soldier serum and Sam Wilson became the new Captain America.
Yeah, this was all this was when that happened and all that stuff. And then once he got his powers back, that's when the whole thing, when we find out, well, you don't find out then, but you find out during Secret Empire, they rewrote his brain and all that stuff and everything like that.
No, they didn't rewrite his brain. Red Skull used the cosmic cube to rewrite reality.
Yeah, reality. And reality.
So like
itself.
literally change the past and everything.
Yeah.
For Captain America for him to become a Hydra agent, and like he's been, so basically all the events that has transpired before then, meaning that like say Avengers, like Infinity War, whatever, like all like those events, keep in mind that was all Captain America as a Hydra agent.
In the comics, don't.
So did we?
In the comics,
did we lose World War II?
In the comics, not
because you said Infinity War. I'm like, bro, don't.
Well, I'm like, obviously,
don't confuse it with the MCU.
Basically, they have their like, little fights with Thanos and everything.
But the in Endgame when he does the whole Hail Hydra, that is a reference to Secret Empire.
That is, and like
so in this timeline, do we lose World War II?
Huh?
No,
it's
no. The U.S. still wins World War II in this timeline.
No. So the thing is, like,
everything's the same. It's just that Hydra raised Captain America. That's the difference, because like here's the thing: Hydra doesn't believe in Nazis.
Right, they were using
Hydra has been there since before the time of the Nazis.
Yeah.
Can we even say that?
Yeah, they predate Nazis.
No, I'm just saying, can we say the N-word? You know,
Nazis.
You can say Nazi. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering. Fascism and all that.
Yeah. I don't believe in that. You can't say the other N-word though. You can't say the other N-word.
Oh, of course not. But no, it's really crazy because like it really comes to the end. It's like it comes down to people's morals. It's like even though this is like fascist and everything, like as long as it doesn't impose on people's freedom, and as long as it doesn't or not as long as it doesn't put on people's freedom, as long as it doesn't impose on people's lives. Like, if they're not really getting any better lives, like, then they're gonna start fighting. Then they're gonna start struggling for it. But the world that Captain America built with Hydra, even though it's under a dictatorship, you know, crime has gone down. What's it called?
I immediately thought of
Stinking.
like that one TikTok dude where he's like, Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Oh gosh.
He
I
just
don't
walked into
understand.
he was just walking into different movies and saying that.
But dude, it's just so crazy to me because not only that, but like he's still worthy of the hammer of Thor.
Oh yeah, that's the crazy part
And
about it.
and like that, it just shows to you that like even though it doesn't, Thor's hammer doesn't decide who wields it, just depending on if they're a good guy or a bad guy. It literally goes off of their morals, and like we can see that Captain America is still like a morally good guy. He just wants the best interest for people, but he's not like the patriot Captain America that we know. It's like where he believes like the Captain America that we know and love. He believes like in the good of the people. He's like, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people will do the right thing. But Captain America, a Hydra agent, is basically that, but with the gun. He's like, oh, people will do the right thing if they're told. No, and it's just such an interesting idea to like, you know, think about, because like in the end, obviously he does lose, right? But he's like telling the Avengers, he's like, oh yeah, I did nothing wrong. He's like, all this was actually legal because the world government did give him the power and did give him the authority to do this. And he was just acting basically. And so he's like, yeah, in the end of the day, I didn't do anything illegal. And like he could actually get away with this. But that's been like my whole spiel. And like that's been like my whole like, dude, this is like such good writing, such good like it was just, you know.
I don't know what else is good writing.
Keep it.
Morbius.
Hold on. Anyways, moving on. Outside of that.
I hate you.
Anyways, to put a little reference. So Secret Empire was occurring in 2017. The X-Men run that I'm telling you to reading, which is called starts the whole Dawn of X. That's what it's called. That occurred in 2019. So that's 2 years after this. Just to give a little clarification on that part.
When did Kraven's Last Hunt take place?
I don't know.
Well, they should make that live action. That'd be cool. That should be the Kraven movie.
Because they're actually making a Kraven movie, and it's already and it's like, I don't want to. No.
It should be based on Last Hunt. Yeah,
it shouldn't be its own movie. If we've learned from Morbius.
Well, technically speaking, if it's based on Last Hunt, it could just be one movie and be done with it. You know what I mean?
Because no. Kraven should not have his own movie. He needs to be introduced in a Spider-Man movie.
Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield.
You know, we need a Batman Beyond live action.
Those are facts, though. Those are facts.
We need a Teen Titans live action. That's good though. Like a good one. Okay, like a good one.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? There's a live action show on HBO Max.
Oh gosh.
What about Teen Titans Go live action?
No.
That'd be so weird, dude.
No.
It's like a CGI Teen Titans Go live action. That'd be cool. It's gonna be like the Chippendale Rescue Rangers version, like that type, but Teen Titans Go. You know what I mean? That'd be cool.
Not really. Not really.
Well, years back to the games and videos. EA Sports FIFA will now be called EA Sports FC. Are they joining the MLS? What's happening?
Wait. Did you just say EA Sports FIFA will not be called EA Sports
Well,
FC.
now, no, I said,
Oh,
well, I
okay.
said, well, now because
I just said not. I'm like, what do you mean?
You're like, objection.
Objection.
Oh gosh.
I've never played those games.
Hearsay.
By the way,
Hearsay.
I've never played those games.
I have. Me and a couple friends were in a club online, and we got destroyed just about every time we played.
Do you know what? Do you know what I was talking about, Manny?
Yeah.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is
Basically the same thing.
funny as hell. I need this article.
Oh yeah. So yeah, FIFA is now EA Sports FC. What do you guys think about that?
As of next year.
No. FIFA is just.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, have you got 2022 or 2023?
So
No, it's not gonna have years. Is it gonna have years, or is it gonna be like?
Yeah.
so no, I don't.
Or like a
Sports
sequence,
FC
like
I don't.
2020.
and then it'll be like this 2 or like
So
Saga.
I don't think so because of the way they're talking about this new title next when it comes out next year.
Or is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be like an updated game where like the stats of the players or stats of the teams are gonna keep on changing? They're gonna keep on adding teams. Is that what it's probably gonna be going to?
So that's where I'm kind of like hoping for and kind of excited about because like here's the thing. So there will be a FIFA title this year. It's gonna be the last. It's gonna be the last one, FIFA 23. It's and everything. But starting next year is when they're switching over to the new name, which will be EA Sports FC. Now, this is all about a licensing deal that because all is just the name. This is all really what it was. Really, it's more of just the name and all that stuff than it is what else is coming with it.
It's the FIFA name specifically.
It's the FIFA. Well, after now, especially now, yeah, it's just the FIFA name and everything.
Oh,
so
okay.
And from what it sounded like, just to bring a little more behind the scenes, apparently FIFA wanted more money out of EA in order to keep it, and that was a no-go from all that stuff and everything because I'm like, what I think. Let me find the article they said.
So then, can we also get an EAFL? So that'd be cool.
What's FL? Please explain.
Football league.
Well, okay, so
instead of Madden, EAFL.
No, because you need. So here's the thing. So these are dealing with licensing deals and all that stuff in order to do this kind of stuff for like and all that stuff. So the thing that there's a difference with soccer and American football when it comes to licensing deals and all that stuff and everything. So particularly with FIFA and particularly EA doesn't need the FIFA name and all that stuff to keep the licensing in order to make the game. The reason why is that because they have now a licensing portfolio that covers every other league that's within FIFA, such as like the Premier League, La Liga, MLS, and everything like that. It has those licenses for not only for those leagues, but its players, also any of the stadiums that are there and everything like that. So they don't need the FIFA name, especially now since they have this big set of amount of players within the game itself. Yeah. For that. So there's no need. So that's why it's like for me, for how I see this, it's like the fact that it just says FC and doesn't have a year next to it is literally what Arturo what I'm hoping is what Arturo just mentioned. Like this is going to be a constant updated game, and everything instead of just bringing out an annual title, with it every single time, and it's going to be updated with player stats and also certain roster updates and all that stuff. So that way, in case of when the license transfer fee window comes in and all that stuff and everything like that, those will get updated once those are gone and everything like that. We're still going to get the same modes that we've known in the past, such as like career mode, pro clubs, ultimate team, the Volta football that recently came out a couple years back. Those are still going to be there. You're still going to get the same teams and players and all that stuff. Literally, it's just the name change that's really just happening right now and all that stuff because everything else is still there and all that stuff. but I feel like they're gonna do more with this title and all that stuff now than they could before. They might lose out. The only thing that, like I said, the only thing they're losing out really much of that is the name, FIFA. They will lose out on like World Cup content and everything like that, because we if anyone hasn't noticed, there is a World Cup coming out later this. There's a World Cup later this year, and everything. So they plan on doing that stuff within FIFA 23. But like future World Cups, normally that stuff was within on EA side to make those like game wise or content stuff, but that won't be there. They say they do want to plan on talking to FIFA still of doing World Cup content if that comes to play and all that stuff. But I think for, like I said, all this really is just for the name. The name change is the big difference out of all this, but everything else is going to stay the same. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this title now that they're not. FIFA doesn't want to do all this and all stuff. Oh, because like here's the thing. So what made it also not happen was FIFA wanted more money out of EA, but FIFA wanted less exclusivity, if I'm saying that word correctly, for their stuff.
Oh, okay.
on their naming.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's right.
so EA looks at it. So you want us to pay more, but you're still gonna share your name out to other companies and all that stuff. To do other game. That doesn't make sense on a business standpoint and all that stuff.
No,
like that.
Yeah,
not whatsoever.
And all that stuff. So that's the one thing right there of what it is. How else is like, so with Madden in particularly, that license is both within the league and the Players Association. Madden, EA Sports needs both of those in order to get names and all that stuff, teams and everything like that. Needs that license, those particular licenses, because that's just one league and all that stuff and everything. So it's going to be the same thing also. It's the same thing within soccer, but they need those licenses and partnerships from the Premier League in the UK, La Liga out in Spain, if I remember correctly, MLS here in the United States and all that stuff. They need to talk to those leagues to get those licenses to make sure that they can put that stuff in their game and all that stuff, along with their players and all that stuff too. So I think for as someone that did play FIFA but hasn't in the last couple of years, but like maybe here or there, I'm very interested in what the change might do and what content might bring into it later on and all that stuff, because it's going to be very exciting to see and all that stuff. And hopefully we'll see what they're planning on doing with this in the coming future, because
it does sound like it's going to be interesting, at least from like a legal standpoint, and I want to see how it might affect the gameplay. Me personally, I don't play FIFA, so
yeah,
there's not much I can say.
And then it's like, but I think it's like a lot of people probably will see that if they like more casual person will probably see this as like, will we still be able to play like we always do and all that stuff? And yeah, you still will and all that stuff. You're still, like I said, really at the end of the day of this in particularly now, the only thing EA is really losing out is the FIFA name, and then anything that's associates within FIFA, i.e., such more like the World Cup, particularly for that, and to make that a little more to what that comes with it. Everything else that's already in that game that you'll probably most likely see in FIFA 23, and probably have seen the most recent one with FIFA 22, will still be there and all that stuff. Branding name, like I said, this is, in all honesty, like looking at this is more of a branding name than it is losing out on everything else, because as they mentioned in their article, they say, alongside with our 300 plus licensed partners across the sport, we're ready to take the global football experiences to new heights on behalf of all football fans around the world. Like I said, that 300 plus license partnerships are with every other league within the leagues themselves within soccer and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now since they have that, they're good. They're good. They're not losing out on much and everything like that. So that's for that stuff. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. See what they do with it come next year. So and everything.
Right. So switching gears from a sports related game to a more FPS style game, Apex season
13
happened. Now I haven't played this game. I know Ricky has.
Titled Savers.
Oh, Saviors. There you go, Saviors. Yeah. Now I saw the mobile exclusive character. He's obviously not on the game character, the regular game.
I love how you.
Yeah. That's the only
Comes out
thing
tomorrow, right?
The mobile comes out. Okay, as of
I have no idea though.
as of
As
the
of when the
release,
podcast is going to release, it's going to come out
it's already out.
yesterday.
It's already out. The mobile game's already out. Yes, the mobile version has an exclusive legend and all that stuff, which I haven't got to look at.
Disrespect.
Absolutely wrong.
He looks exactly like Dr. Disrespect.
Absolutely wrong. But what me and Arturo have played is the new season of Apex Legends and everything. Savers. It's new legend, battle pass, and a reloaded rank system and all that stuff. I think the two big things out of the whole thing is the new legend and the new rank system. For this, other than that, it's the map is still on Stormpoint, is focused on Stormpoint this season.
Completely unplayable. No.
We'll get to that in a second about that and everything like that. No new weapon this season, which is I think is a first. Because I don't remember if there was a new one last season. That's the thing.
I don't know either.
We didn't have any new weapon last season either.
Okay, so it's 2 seasons, or at least 2 seasons in a row that we have no new weapon.
No, the one before that too. No.
3 seasons in a row with no new weapon.
And the one before.
When did the Volt come out? That was the most recent one, right?
No, the car.
The car. Oh,
Derek Carr.
The car, which was introduced in the same season as Stormpoint, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 3 seasons, yeah. Yeah. So
and the season before that. No,
stop. Don't make it stressful for me, okay? For that, but so new legend, Newcastle. He's a defensive style legend. I think out of the two of us, I am the only one. I've played him the most and everything.
Yeah, you have.
I'm sorry. I actually like using him. It's just the thing with him is all stuff. So he has his tactical is you can toss out a little mini shield, but you can navigate it to where you want to. And all that stuff where you can, and also
think of it as like a mobile directional Gibby Dome.
Yeah. But the thing is, though you cannot get shot, it affects the shots being shot at. You can't shoot at it. You can't shoot at all that stuff. That's like the only bad thing. It works for saying revives and all that stuff and everything like that, trying to get cover and everything for that stuff. But other than that, it's on an offensive standpoint in a way, not really. For that. His ultimate is I forget what it's called. Castle Wall. Pretty much what he is, he jumps in the air and he lands down with this big old defense wall to cover and all that stuff. Along with it though, it does allow opponents can get stunned by it if they go near it for a good time. For that.
So it's like you got hit with an arc star, you know?
Yeah. So
or went through a Watson fence.
But the cool thing about it though is
he's black.
Besides that, okay. So there's enough diversity in this game already as it is.
No, it's because Manny was he built a wall.
Oh my gosh.
My type of guy. No,
stop.
You're done.
Stop. This episode is getting too much. Oh my god.
Hey.
What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with?
What do you mean? I haven't even had one of these yet.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is it goes up in the air and it does what's cool about it goes to a good 70 meters if I remember correctly. But also you can say if you're on a low point and your partner's up here on the high ground or something like that and he's getting shot at and all that stuff, you can use your ult and it literally jumps up right towards your partner is, and then
got it
and all that stuff. So
now if the wall's up, can Octane jump over it?
Well, yeah, it's not that big of a wall. Okay.
He can overshoot it easily.
It's not that big. Okay. It's not that big of a wall, Manny.
Okay. Is the wall yellow?
No, stop.
No.
Stop.
But the thing is, it is really strong just because like you could instantly build cover for you.
Just because the name says Castle does not entitle what you think of, Manny.
So I just find this character. I do find this character really strong just because the fact that he can immediately go to teammates and start a really strong push. So say you have a movement character, right? Say I'm playing Pathfinder, for instance. I go into the enemy base, and I'm just there. And Newcastle could come, jump up, build a wall, and have the stun available. And we have instant cover, and we already turned the situation into our favor.
Also, one other thing about Newcastle.
Okay, real quick question. Can Pathfinder do the zip line onto the wall, or will it go through the wall?
Manny, what the? Manny, this is not that big of a wall.
I know, but like
you make it sound like it's a border wall, it's like the Great Wall of China or something.
He can put a zip line next to it. He can put a zip line next to it.
Oh my god!
No, like you know how you can do the rappel, the rappel thing? Can he like swing around the wall?
Yeah,
like,
he can swing around the wall because he could attach to it.
It's literally,
if you can connect to a player, you can connect to a stinking wall.
This guy is literally thinking this is like the Great Wall of China or something. It's literally not that big of a wall.
I wasn't sure if it was just like a Gibby wall where it's like kind of transparent, because you can't grapple to the Gibby wall or the Gibby dome.
Does that even matter? In all honesty.
So I was wondering if you can grapple to the wall to swing around the wall.
Manny, it's just a front-facing wall. It doesn't surround them or anything like a Gibby, or anything like that.
I know that, but
it's just a front-facing thing. This isn't like the Leaning Tower of Pizza or something like that and everything like that.
So it's like a Reinhardt shield.
In a way, yes.
Okay, here you go. Okay, I got it now.
Can Pathfinder go by? Oh my god. Okay. But anyways, the one interesting cool thing about him is how it was when he revives, and it's technically his passive. So when you revive your teammate, you can actually move him around, move the person around, and he'll block him, and he'll block them with a shield, and all that stuff.
Got it.
And all that stuff. So which is not no legend does all that stuff, or not a thing at all when you revive.
So kind of like how Gibby does when he's shooting. How he has a little arm shield.
In a way, yeah. But this time you're you're reviving, so he's like you can't do anything as long as you just try to get your person into cover and all that stuff.
Got it.
And all that stuff while they were getting revived. So there's that too. So there's like the one bright cool thing about him, for that stuff, and then we've been using him a lot. And then we've been using him a lot for all we've done, what we played. Now, again, the map focuses on Stormpoint with the new POI. We have these new what they're called Imc Armories. Pretty much these are like
are pretty cool.
These are like a PvE attachment to the game, which is pretty nice to have. Pretty much, you go into the armory, you start it up, you start shooting at these sentries. Now, the armory, you're locked into the armory for a minute, and everything, and you have to clear out. There's 8 waves in total, but if you clear out, you have to clear as many within a minute. For that stuff.
And it makes Lifeline completely useless, because you know how like Lifeline's care package gives you what you need, right?
Pretty much.
Well, these things, right? They give you exactly what you need for your weapon too. These are called smart loot bins, and then your whole team gets like 2 or 3 loot bins depending on like how big your team is, right? So, let's say I go in there and my weapon is a Havoc. What's one of the main essentials for the Havoc? The turbocharger, and usually, almost always, it comes with the heavy mag. I mean, it comes with the energy mag for it, and the turbocharger.
Has the Mozambique been nerfed?
No, Mozambique's actually been buffed along with the Peacekeeper.
Dude, it needs to be nerfed, dude.
So Mozambique has been buffed, so it has increased limb damage.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So yeah.
Because that's what you need when you're using a Mozambique.
Exactly.
Limb damage.
Mozambique here. No.
You know what? In all honesty, I don't think I've seen a lot of Mozambiques on the floor in land.
That's because they're super cracked, dude.
Stuff. Now thinking about that.
They're legendary.
And then last but not least is the new ranking system. Arturo, you want to do this one because you're more in the rank than myself.
Yeah. So, new rank system. It really pushes competitive play. So, in the past seasons, a lot of people would just get up and ranked just by, camping, right? Well, this ranked season doesn't really reward camping as much because you can only really get points by placing high and then getting kills towards end game. And then there's obviously group assists too. So what it really forces Apex players to do is not really to have that, oh, I'll get a few kills right at the beginning of the game, maybe last until 10th, and then I'll be fine. No, what it really encourages players to do is for them to last towards end game and then get most of their kills there because they're able to get more RP and move forward. Now, the only thing that this does bother is like the higher level players that are like either in like masters and above, because with them they're gonna be reaching more at a negative RP standoff. But what this is gonna do is gonna really limit the player base for those high skill gaps. So the people that are supposed to be in your ranks are gonna be in your ranks towards the end of the season. And I think the only thing that they really have to do is just like fix the season cutoffs, because basically bronze players are playing with diamond players.
Yeah.
When we got the new season.
Well, you also have to look at it all one way. Also, like they're really pushing for team play, especially like stack of threes and all stuff. Because the one other thing that this hurts also is people who solo queue this.
Actually, no, because the thing about it
That's
is
the general
people
consensus.
people that solo queue, right? If they're solo queuing at higher levels of gameplay, they're actually not gonna have to worry about bad teammates anymore, because they're gonna be playing with people that are gonna be around their skill level. Because think about it now, since there is team play, they're gonna actually have people that are gonna be risking RP. Now, this is the whole thing. There's a risk factor now, because you can be demoted ranked. It's not like you just stay there and I'm like, oh, if I lose games, I lose games. No, these people are there because they got there. It's going to be the consensus point for people that are still going to probably go up in ranks and get to that level. But once they're already in that level, they're going to be people with the same mindset of like, hey, we're playing this for the long run. We want to promote.
Yeah,
I get that, but the other thing about it though is that they've also changed the entry cost for the rankings also. So not only they've also increased the entry cost, they've also added a brand new beginning rank, which is called rookie,
which is a whole 1,000 RP difference. That's why we were getting queued with harder level players
and all that stuff. So once you start in bronze, it is a 15. It's a 15 entry cost. That's at bronze 4, and it gets higher and higher after that. Now, you have to also have to look at it for the fact of a diamond 4 entry cost is 63 points. A diamond 1 is 72. That's already a big, especially if you're solo queuing. That is a big risk of going in there, especially if you're in a team.
All right. So real quick, just for the viewers that don't know what cost means in this, for the people watching, I completely know the cost and aspects and how you earn the points and stuff to enter. But for the people that don't know about the cost and how you earn the cost, you should probably explain that.
We were getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know like the Fortnite? Manny, are you familiar with Fortnite's arena system?
No, he's not.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, he's not.
So,
but you remember they've also changed earning points in this game in this rank system also, so it's different now too. So remember, so you start off. So like, say you're in rookie, no cost whatsoever. So you get what's called RP.
Say you're brand new to the game, right? You start off in rookie, and you have 0 RP to
which are your rank points.
So basically, you're starting brand new.
So you got to earn riot points.
rank points.
Rank points.
This fool said riot points.
Yeah, and the way you earn points is by
playing.
playing the game, but surviving. So you're getting kills, you're getting your assist, and you're placing top 10, right? So with these consistent factors, you'll gain RP. And there's also a new thing called team RP, meaning the way your team plays, if they get extra kills, that also goes towards your RP. And then there's little factors that get into this, like, oh, if you kill a player that's above your rank, you get more RP. If you kill them that's below your rank, you get less RP.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And then you have to spend those RP to get in the
play
matches
another
once
game.
you get higher.
Yes.
Once you get higher, yes.
So it's like 8-ball pool, how like you earn coins by playing games.
Yes, except
but
when you run out of
pool
coins.
tables you go to.
Yes, except when you run out of coins, that doesn't affect you.
Oh,
because you could always continue playing.
So
okay, got it.
So the thing is, so like this, you get it by the way you play by your kills, your assists, team RP. I mean, your team KP. My apologies, and then of course where you're placing and all that stuff in the game itself. The best bet to, especially if you're trying to get point your RP, is to make sure you hit top 10 or higher and all that stuff, because if you're below that, you're not getting that many points and all that stuff.
Okay.
And for that stuff. So how else, like previously it was solely based on your kill points, and then of course your placements didn't, especially if you placed low, you would be fine because you were getting that RP you needed. How else now with the changes, it does make it a little more difficult to do that, especially if you're placing low and not getting enough KP, your kill points and all that stuff with this. So it's really pushing team play a lot and everything, but it's also pushing it to be more how current competitive our Apex is, like pro play for it, and how they do their rank systems. I mean, how they do their point system with that. So it's a little more closer to that. And of course, yes, there is differences between on based off who you're killing, like based off if they have a higher or lower rank and all that stuff. But I will say I hate you guys.
Right.
I hate you guys. I hate you guys. I will say the rank system has actually wanted me to play rank more.
Okay.
And everything. And all that stuff. It's just the fact that I don't like playing ranked on the map currently.
Got it.
And that I agree with completely, because I feel, especially in Stormpoint, you need. It's not even like, oh, maybe I'll play another. No, you need a movement character, and it can't just be any movement character. It has to be a good movement character. Movement characters such as Octane is going to be rendered completely useless because you can't go really to those far places or into those corners where you really need to go. Wraith is kind of like an okay movement character to use, but her portal's not going to take you very far. Pathfinders like that and that B list, and then you have the really good ones such as like Ash and Valkyrie that are really going to be able to get you to wherever you need to go.
Who's Ash?
Ash is one of the new, or one of the fairly new legends that came out a couple seasons ago.
He was the one that got. She was the one that got introduced to this map.
Is that the one after Lil Nas X?
It's
yes.
Pathfinder's girlfriend.
Okay,
but not really.
He doesn't know the lore. He doesn't know the lore.
Yeah, I don't know the lore.
And for that stuff, I'm interested. So the thing is, with ranked, it is split. It has two different splits, within the season. So right now this split is going to be solely on Stormpoint, which is going to be annoying. Not annoying, annoying pretty much, because I don't think this rank system works best in this map. I don't know what the map is going to be next split. I'll be interested if it's any. Well, they already did King's Canyon last split, so if it's either World's Edge or Olympus, I'm interested in seeing on how the rank system works with those kind of with those two maps. For particularly because and all that stuff. But of course, pubs. Of course, the first week is always on the map. It's that has the changes, or if it's a brand new map. By the time this podcast app rotation will kick in finally between Stormpoint, World's Edge, and Olympus.
Got it.
So we have that. So
I know World's Edge is gonna be so fun to have back.
Pubs is gonna be
because
fine.
we haven't seen Mad Maggie on World's Edge.
I was gonna say if you watch ALGS, but never mind.
Well, yeah, but not to the general casual player.
Yeah. So that would be interesting to see these two new. Like last season was Maggie, this season is Newcastle. So it's gonna be interesting seeing those two legends into that map once rotation begins. I'm enjoying. I'm liking the rank because of the new system and how it does promote more team play for it. And if me and Thuro can find a consistent third, we'll probably be fine.
I think Israel is a consistent third to have. It's just whenever he's on.
Yeah, and then and also because I think us playing it on with a Phil has been fine also. Okay, I'm just saying that because even though it took me like almost all night to hit bronze.
I don't know, man. What's this place? I'm never landing with you guys again. Thinking Wraith.
Oh yeah, that one guy. I didn't have my voice chat on, so I didn't know what he was saying half the time. And everything. But then again, it's gonna be interesting where it goes. I'm just more interested in seeing. For me, particularly, is if once we keep doing ranked, to see where it takes me. I think the highest I've gotten was like silver 4 on the old system. So it's gonna be interesting on what we do now and once we get this stuff, especially with the new cost entries, how to play, and all that stuff. I'll probably switch to another legend here and there, just so that way we can try to see what we can do.
How's Loba? Loba's still good this season?
Loba's Loba.
Yeah, Loba's bugged again this season.
Wow. Can't catch a break, huh?
You really can't.
Yeah, but other than that, it's a good It's so far. I think, of course, there's all options of people complaining about Stormpoint and all that stuff and everything like that, just because of the map is and everything. But overall, though, so far the new season has been enjoyable. So
how's the skins?
The battle pass is a battle pass. No. Their 50 tier skin is a Bloodhound, which is really nice.
Okay.
Really nice.
What about separate skins that you can purchase?
You know what we should talk about?
Never pay attention to those.
What?
Avatar 2 is happening.
No, let's not talk about that, please. Let's not.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Let's not talk about that, please.
Why? Nobody asked for this.
It's been that movie has been in production ever since for a very long time. It's been shot for like the last 2-3 years.
Like Avatar 1?
No, like maybe a year or two. After the original. But the fact that it's like it's finally here and it's finally out, I'm just like, I don't see the point.
Yeah. A lot of the scheduling's got kind of crazy.
Well, no,
but
it's not even scheduling. It's just that game. I don't know why it took them that freaking long to make that movie. The thing,
it's just like a thing with the Incredibles,
Because the thing was, they're supposed to do 2 and 3 for that. So that's probably why. But at the same time, it's like,
it's gonna be like,
what's the point?
Almost
15 years for that.
Like, what's the point of it? Like, what's the point?
It was good. I'm still gonna see 1 through 4 or 2 through 4.
2 through 3.
5?
It's 3.
5?
I think there's
5 of them.
I think they're doing two more. I don't know about the other ones.
I saw they're doing 5.
That's
Yeah, I don't
that's
know. I
that's
kind
probably
of
changed so many times by
kind of
now.
they released like a schedule by year and stuff, but it got pushed back so many times.
Yeah, so that I think they want
I
to
kind of
like.
forgot.
I think
Yeah.
they're focusing on 2 and then see what that
Yeah,
especially now since Avatar's under Disney. So
yeah, that's true. But I mean, speaking of scheduling, the NFL has released their schedules for this year, and Ricky seems excited. Uh, so Ricky, you got the. It looks like you got the schedules.
no,
I do not have the
I
schedule.
don't have the schedule. I'm just gonna
Okay.
put up a few like so. I think the one thing first things first. I think it's like why do people make this a big spectacle? We talked about this about the draft last podcast, but this thing in particular, a schedule. There's literally a 3-hour show on the NFL Network highlighting this whole thing and all that stuff. Now, I get it. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. There's 3 games on Christmas Day and all that stuff.
One on Christmas Eve.
What I was gonna get to that. Can you not just ruin it? I'm trying to like build it up, and you're over here trying to like, did you just ruin it and all that stuff? One on Christmas Eve. I'm like, come on now, don't do it. 5 international games, 3 of them in London, and everything like that. And it's just like, why is this so like? Don't like. I can understand doing this towards closer to the season, like, and all that stuff, and like promoting what's there and all that stuff. But the day the thing comes out, I mean, come on now. Like, it's just.
I thought it was cool. Especially, did you get to see the Chargers schedule announcement? The way they did it.
I did not watch it. I heard it was like because they did like an anime thing with it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, they did an anime version of it. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
I heard that. But so I think the one thing about it particularly, which is the game that is happening on Christmas Eve. More excited for this is more particularly for me and Manny, based for these 2 teams and what the history is behind it. That is the Las Vegas Raiders going to Pittsburgh.
Los Angeles Raiders.
I mean, come on now. It should have been the Raiders that went to LA that when I made that whole decision. That was still the dumbest decision they ever made in the league. But again, it's the Las Vegas Raiders going to Pittsburgh against the Steelers, which is the 50th anniversary of many
50th of the Immaculate Reception.
On the day.
There's 3 immaculate things in this world.
On the day.
The Immaculate Conception. Okay. We all know what that is if you're religious. Then pretty close to number 1. It's like almost there. Not reaching it, but it's pretty close. You got the Immaculate Reception, right? Then you got the Immaculate Extension. That's another one that's pretty high up there.
I don't even know what that is.
But we'll get to that's when Antonio Brown ruined the just took away all the hopes and dreams of Baltimore Ravens fans everywhere on Christmas Day.
Oh, okay.
By extending his hand and breaking the plane and scoring that last touchdown to win us the North. But so that was a good day too. But yeah, 50 years to the day, December 24th, Immaculate Reception. If you guys don't know, it's really good, really fun history thing. If you're into football, I mean, if you're into football, you should probably know about it. But if you don't know about it for some reason, I recommend looking it up. It's really cool. Franco Harris making an Immaculate Reception against the Raiders that ended up kicking off a dynasty, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I mean, we're the first on top. Only one that beat us was Brady, but that doesn't count because technically it was a different team. So it just technically doesn't count. But I'm excited. Oh, because Brady has 7 as a person, but he only has 6 with the Patriots.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, don't try to compare a team with a player. Don't do that.
That's why I said it doesn't count. That's why I said it doesn't count. I said it doesn't count.
Anyways, one thing about as I bring in my weird stuff about that, that is one of them. Even the game is on Christmas Eve. It is airing on the NFL Network and only on the NFL Network.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Besides that,
Capitalism.
capitalism. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. NFL Network, it's a football dedicated to the NFL and all that stuff and everything like that. But this is a monumental game and so many levels just prior to this coming season. It is, you have the Raiders, who are coming off a playoff, making it to the playoffs. They've picked up Devontae Adams and all that stuff with a look. Everything's looking high and mighty with this under the new regime of Josh McDaniels as their new head coach and everything like that. And then of course it's the Steelers. The Steelers are, depending on how
the Steelers.
The Steelers are the Steelers, and depending how Pickett does and everything like that, they may have a good season and all that stuff. But it's like it leads into that with going a couple weeks before.
Not just Pickett. We got Mitchburg.
I'm just saying though.
We got Mitchburg.
Pickett's the only thing I care about. And it's on the NFL Network. It's not on any of the network channels. It's not even on ESPN. All that stuff. It's not even on ESPN Plus. I would probably watch it on ESPN Plus than on the NFL Network and all that stuff.
That's true.
And everything.
But I was glad to hear that Ricky told me that NFL Network is covered by YouTube TV. So that's that's good to hear.
Yeah. So we're good.
That's good to hear.
We're good there at least and all that stuff. As I mentioned, 5 international games. 3 of them are in London. 1 in Munich, Germany, and the other one is in Mexico. What?
Mexico?
Is that considered international nowadays?
Yeah, technically, sure.
Okay, sure.
Throw it in there.
The Mexico game is a Monday Night Football game, and everything. And then one of the London games will be airing on ESPN Plus, which is a strange thing, but still, yeah.
Call me Steve.
Pretty much. The Raiders, and this is my gripe. We only have 3 primetime games. We have a Thursday night, a Sunday night, and a Monday night.
Yeah.
Manny, how many primetime games your team got?
We got 5. Because we're awesome.
I mean, history, yes, and all that stuff and everything like that. What is the one team that we found out about that has 5 and doesn't need to have it?
Bengals.
No, they count. They do.
The Ravens.
They do. You not be
which one do we decide on? I can't remember which one.
The one you hate the most outside your division. Outside your division.
No.
I said outside the division, boy.
Who was it? I don't even remember the list. Hold on, technical difficulties. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot why do they have 5 primetime games?
Who?
The worst team in the worst city.
Just say the name.
I'm kidding.
Just say the
Eagles. The Eagles.
God damn it, man.
The Eagles.
So the Philadelphia Eagles have 5 primetime games. Do they need it? Not really. Did they make the playoffs last year? I think they did, but I don't remember.
Who cares? Nobody watches the Eagles games.
Because they weren't that good to start with. Stuff. I get 3. The Raiders are in a division that is the most toughest as of right now, prior to the season start, is now the toughest division in the league. And stuff. That is with the Chiefs, that is with the Chargers, and that is with the Broncos and all that stuff. And you mean to tell me that my team gets 3 primetime games out of that from what leads into this and everything like that? Like, come on now. I know we don't get upset about these kind of things, but 3, I would be fine with 4, but 3 and all that stuff? Like, come on now. And everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on now. Another thing, Thursday Night Football. People need to make sure they have Amazon Prime subscribed and all that stuff, because that's the only way you're gonna watch it and all that stuff. And all that stuff. This is not gonna be on simulcast on any other network and all that stuff this season. It is only gonna be on Prime Video. So you better have an Amazon Prime subscription by the time the season starts, because that's the only way you're gonna watch those games and all that stuff.
Good.
And all that stuff. Because I will not be surprised. I already have one person in mind that already knows I was going to ask me that question, and I'll talk about that after. But if people are going to be like, why can I not watch Thursday Night Football? Because you need an Amazon Prime account and all that stuff. So you be on something.
Yeah.
one more thing.
Don't forget the Christmas Day game, Broncos Rams. That's gonna be at Nickelodeon and CBS. So that's gonna be interesting to see.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch on Nickelodeon because the Nickelodeon broadcasts are lit and all that stuff.
That's true.
Last thing, why does Week 15 have 5 games not scheduled?
Flex.
No. Man, I just explained the flex thing to you not that long ago. There's literally 5 games that are not scheduled.
I have not seen that.
And then there's supposed to be 5 games on the NFL Network on that same week. No, 3 games. 3 games. 3 games on that same week.
I don't know.
That is so weird. And all that stuff.
Also, one thing. Also, why is Patriots Vikings the last Thanksgiving day game?
Oh God,
that's weird.
Moving on. Let's get on with it. Done with the schedule. I'm done with the schedule.
All right. Moving on from.
Wait, Manny. Before that, let's talk about multiverses.
Right. So Doctor Strange and the Multiverse. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm kidding.
I'm like, we're all multiverse.
So Warner Brothers, as in WB, as in Looney Tunes people.
I was gonna say Wang Bang, but yeah.
Yeah. If you see the police, Warner Brothers has released. Remember those shirts from back in the day? Those are cool. A game, or released a cinematic trailer for a game called Multiverses.
So we haven't seen any gameplay yet, but they're really bringing the hype with their trailers with the cinematics that they're bringing. We have Ultra Instinct Shaggy, Batman, Tasmanian Devil, Tom and Jerry, the one chick from Game of Thrones.
Arya Stark.
Yes, that person.
Yep.
Or on this side to me.
So there has been gameplay.
Oh, there has.
There is a video out on the YouTube channel. On YouTube.
Oh, there is.
And all that stuff.
Breaking news.
Well, not on ours, but if you go to search for it, they're literally there. So I'm just letting you know.
Search for it, yeah.
I'm just letting
on Bing or Google.
I said we haven't seen.
You did not just say Bing. This boy.
Bing's fire, dude.
This
boy. Firefox.
And so, we're seeing all these different characters, right? And we know, is that the full roster, or is that like a good chunk of the roster?
That's a good chunk.
That's a good chunk. Yeah,
on the web. So if I remember when the game got first announced, because if I remember correctly, seeing the new trailer, half of the ones that are on there were brand new to me. I remember them announcing Batman, Wonder Woman, Arya Stark, and I think Bugs Shaggy, and then Rendog.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Rendog is an original character for this game. Everybody else that was shown on there and all that stuff was brand new to me, and all that stuff was brand new, like Harley, and Superman, Tom and Jerry, Iron Giant.
I really like that though. They're like, oh, this looks like a job for, and then the Iron Giant comes in. He's like Superman, which is like a big thing for Iron Giant. Because if you ever watch the Iron Giant, he loves Superman. So I was like, dude, that's so cool. And playing off nostalgia, But like, the big thing that I saw was Bugs Bunny took a hit from Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
So, how powerful is Bugs Bunny to take most likely a 1% shot to the head and get up and start fighting back from Ultra Instinct Shaggy?
I don't know. We'll find out and see. So
Ultra Instinct Bugs?
I swear, but if Ultra Instinct Shaggy is bottom tier, I'm gonna be so sad.
So funny you should mention that kind of stuff right now. So there is gonna be a closed alpha coming this coming up weekend on the 19th.
Yes, I did see that.
So the cool thing about it, it's not under NDA, so people will be streaming this. So if you want to give a heads up, I have access to the closed alpha, just to let everyone know. And everything, so I will be playing it. I will be playing for this. There will be an open beta coming in July where it will be available. Where it'll be available to everyone, and this will be available on both PlayStation consoles, Xbox platforms, and on PC via Steam. This will be a full crossplay and cross progression for this for these titles and all stuff. So you can play on any kind of devices for this stuff and everything. And this will be free to play. Also, this is a free to play title. And if you want it, and if you want to know, if you're looking for more gameplay outside of the beta and all that stuff, there will be a 2v2 tournament being hosted at Evo this year.
Well, Evo.
Because this will be one of the games at Evo with a prize pool as well.
Yes. Yes. It's not one of the main games, but it's there. It's something to check out. It's going to be something to check out.
Something interesting.
It's something to check out and all that stuff. So, it's solely based as 2v2. You can do 1v1. There's 4-player free for all for these ones. Again, I'll be having access. I have access to the closed beta for this upcoming session, so I will be playing this game a lot, maybe this weekend, for that. And then of course, let's see here. I'm trying to remember. The open beta is supposed to be July, correctly. I remember it showed it. I think it showed it. It could be wrong. But anyways, but yeah. So as of right now, with the closed alpha, the select characters that will be in the alpha is of course Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs Bunny, Ira Stark from Game of Thrones, Jake the Dog, Finn the Human from Adventure Time, Steven Universe and Garnet from the show Steven Universe, Tom and Jerry, Rendog, which I mentioned is the original character to this game, Velma, the Tasmanian Devil, and the Iron Giant will be in this. Will be up in there and stuff. I'm excited for this game and all that stuff.
Me too.
And everything.
Me too.
And all that stuff. So it's like the fact that we're getting all this, we're getting. Oh yeah. So yeah. Oh, they just say July of this year is the open beta for this. So no set date, but July is the month of when that looks like it's coming forward to.
July is the month.
July.
Well, Danny's not here yet. So let's just talk about Nintendo then. Because, see, this is what happens when you have a game like Smash Bros., right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just basically goes goodbye.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't even play it.
Oh gosh. And it basically goes, and you allow all these other companies to go ahead and sorry,
Nintendo Brawl Stars.
But you go ahead and allow all these other games or all these other companies to finally take up the mantle of like being the new Smash Bros. Games.
Oh yeah.
And since like Nickelodeon Brawl Stars, you have all these other games that have already been there in the spotlight, like Rivals of Ether,
Brawlhalla.
and then Brawlhalla, and now Multiverses. So all these different things that are slowly coming up and getting ready per se to become the new Smash Bros. Obviously, Smash Bros is not going to fade. It's going to be a thing like
or at least be like, I don't want to say the second coming, the second Smash
Bros. Second coming.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, I think one of these games will take the cake and become the main stage. But obviously, Smash Bros will be considered a classic. Like we'll see in tournaments, like how they have
but
Smash Bros Brawl and Smash Bros Ultimate, maybe per se.
Yeah, but I think with Nickelodeon and now Multiverses and maybe Brawlhalla and also, well, I think maybe just Multiverses and Nickelodeon probably, depending on how content works for Nickelodeon, because and all that stuff, and especially how they do content rollout. I wouldn't be surprised
because they have plenty of characters to keep on growing their franchises from.
Particularly on both ends on those sides, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of those two games on main stage of an Evo tournament and all that stuff. Especially if Nintendo keeps going its ways of how they do competitive Smash and how they and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very interesting where these play. And then the fact that Multiverses is free to play too, and all stuff. That's the big thing.
It will attract a large player base.
It is gonna attract a large base because like Nickelodeon, you have to pay for that game, and all that stuff.
right.
So I'm excited to see what happens with this.
Same as well. Moving over from one multiverse to another multiverse, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. When did it come out? I can't remember the day.
2 weeks
but
ago.
It came out. Came out a couple weeks ago, yeah. And we've all three seen it. We all have our own opinions on it, I'm pretty sure. Some loved it, some hated it, some thought it was cool.
I think you were.
I could be.
I was say I think I could be wrong, but I think unanimously, I think all three enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everywhere else outside of us three, that's where it's questioned.
I don't know. My sister enjoyed it. No,
so,
I don't know why I thought that was gonna become like a muscle man joke. Like who else enjoyed it?
My
mom. I thought that's where that was going. I don't know why.
So Manny seen it once. Me and Arthur have seen it twice.
Once in IMAX and once in Dolby.
Try hard. No.
For all that stuff. I guess I can start with it.
I was gonna say, let me take one thing out though. Like, I feel like the editing in this movie is very Forensic Files, X-Files fiasco type.
So I think that's more particularly based because of the director, Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
and especially
especially if you've seen the Spider-Man movies,
right? Or any of his horror movies that he's done.
It really plays off that, where like things are fading in, and like, or you get fade outs, or like loop ins and then loop outs, like, like you don't really see that nowadays. But like, I still like. Just that alone was my only takeaway from the movie.
Well, for me, it was like,
not really like a takeaway, but more of like a that's how they decided to direct it. But okay.
Well, for me, it was, I looked at that. I was like, oh, this is interesting and different because it's
retro.
Very different.
It's not similar to every other MCU movie or show before it,
right?
And all that stuff. And like I said MCU. I can't say Marvel because Sam Raimi has done 3 Spider-Man movies, in particularly and all that stuff. So it's like I'm more solely basing this off the MCU in general, just within the MCU, and for this stuff. And I personally enjoyed everything that with this movie. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters that within this and all that stuff. Everything. This like pretty much this is an MCU horror movie in a way, and all that stuff.
Right.
Yes.
And all that stuff. Like this is something that is different, totally different from what we've seen before in the MCU and everything. This is also I will agree that this is the most divisive MCU movie that we've ever seen because there's in the 2 weeks since our last episode and we've seen the movie. There has been a lot of stuff. People have been talking about a lot of things about this movie, good and bad, and all this and all crazy.
Bunch of crazy my favorite thing about our last when we went to go see the movie,
our second playthrough,
our second playthrough, just one random guy in the theater.
Oh yeah, that's that was gonna be the other thing I was gonna mention. The fact that we went on 2 separate weeks and all stuff to see the movie. And we still got crowd reaction says a lot about that movie, even though it's an MCU for it being an MCU movie too, and all that stuff. and everything, because
especially the, hey yo, she's black.
It's got that.
when they talk about a particular player character, when we get to that
Yes,
later on.
yes.
When we get to
That's
I
that
was
group,
hilarious.
like,
when we get to that
oh
group,
my gosh, dude, no
That's
freaking
hilarious.
he
way.
was no, but he was fun. It was like it's one of those people, a lot of people, where it's actually
It was
fun.
funny. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
It's
it
it's
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like, it was
annoying.
like, yo, she's black. Aha! It was like, what the heck? Like general shock. Like, what
It's
the heck?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's not it wasn't annoying or anything. It was like, oh, genuine and all
Yeah.
that stuff and cool.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I really enjoyed this movie because, like, one, we really get to see
Pretty hilarious.
Scarlet Witch, Wanda,
As the Scarlet
really
Witch.
tap into her power, dude, and like,
Yeah.
she kind of just goes ham in the movie, and like, I really appreciated it for that because it just really shows you how powerful of like a magic wielder Wanda is, and like the potential like she really has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, I really liked this movie too, just because like, even though you don't really get to see much of like Doctor Strange's power set, like granted you see a little bit of him doing summons and like how creative he is with his powers. I really liked it because it was more of like a really big character development movie for Doctor Strange. Because I feel like in the past movies that we've seen him in, he's had like a little bits of like character development. But I feel like in this one, this is the one that really helps him like move
It's a more
forward.
personal. It is more personal. It feels like for Doctor Strange particularly, it's more about his personal side than it is about his, what's the word,
Mystical.
mystical. Because you get enough, because in my opinion, and looking back, like you get enough of that with what he's done before this movie, but you don't get enough
Yes.
about him personally and all that stuff.
Because like you've seen how much he's grown as, the
A
Sorcerer
sorcerer.
Supreme,
As a sorcerer,
and
remember
even
once.
after losing the title,
Yeah.
you still see that he's a very powerful magic wielder in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But as a person, one of the main questions that he keeps on getting asked is, "Are you happy?" And
Yeah.
it really indulges into that, and in the end, it really fleshes him out as a character, and that's one thing I really do appreciate about the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because you get to learn about him, like just him, even though there's more about him on his multiversal others and all that stuff too. So you're learning about, so it's not only is like you're learning about him, but from his his other versions of him, his variants and all that stuff, because it does relate to him still and everything and all that stuff. So you are learning from that. You are learning from that. Back to Wanda, because I feel like in the time that we've seen this movie's been out, and the times that we've seen it and all that stuff, Wanda has been that main topic and everything, and there's been a lot
It's
of
spoiler free, right?
huh?
Just making sure. It's spoiler free,
Yeah,
right?
it's spoiler free.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
We're being spoiler free about this.
No, we're gonna jump into spoilers because it's
Oh,
there's a
we're
lot.
just gonna jump into the spoilers. Okay, I was trying to keep the spoiler free.
No, because I know when I get talking, I'm gonna get spoilers
Spoiler warning.
and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So everyone warning, we're gonna like so far we've been spoiler free, but right now it's probably to get a little bit spoilery and all that stuff.
Wrong
So
dice.
skip
I'm
this
kidding.
time.
The one thing that I don't think people understand is that there's a reason to Wanda being where she's at right now in this movie and all that stuff. And then people don't seem to remember that and all that stuff.
Nope.
And all that stuff. And it's like people will mention it, but they don't seem to put the grasp to it. Cause like if we remember at the end of WandaVision, especially with the post-credit scene, she's reading the Darkhold and she finds her sons in a different world and all that stuff. So she's just learning those aspects of how to use witchcraft and the Darkhold and all that stuff. Now, based off time in the timeline of the MCU, based off what this movie's at, because this is a little bit right after No Way Home, so that's like a couple years. Because remember, WandaVision is set a little bit right after Endgame, So you're looking at a year and a half, if I'm reading that correctly, between that and then. So what she's been doing this whole time, learning and all that stuff. So the fact of seeing the orchard being turned from something nice and peaceful to just dark and crazy and twisted and all and broken, that right there is like, oh, she's been learning a lot recently and all that stuff and everything. And then of course when we get to the Battle of Taj Mahal, how though she's not able to get to the fences, she finds the one person that's scared shitless and everything like that, but doesn't show it. And then all of a sudden, she just happens just to turn right behind the guy and tell him to run and all that stuff. And it's just like he's running and everything and all that stuff and everything. And oh my god, I think this is the most underrated scene in this whole movie. Is when she's in the mirror dimension and goes through.
I was just going to mention that because thing you got to remember, mirror dimension is a dimension that, what the Sorcerer Supreme says, is what they use to imprison sometimes the most powerful foes, because you can't really get out of it without the sling rings to like teleport back or to like go back to the normal world.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet Witch is so powerful that she is like, this dimension is
nothing
beneath me.
Yeah, exactly.
And she literally comes through whatever reflections she's able to find out, and then
taking them one by one
come out.
I'm like,
and she's like, here. I'm like, holy crap.
It literally mind boggles me how no one is talking about that scene. Literally, it may not look as much, really, but that just shows the depths of her power right there.
Because you guys gotta remember, like, in the first Doctor Strange movie, the people that only ever manipulate, at least like how everything goes in the mirror dimension, is people that could tap into like the dark power, like the power of Dormammu, right?
Or unless you're Spider-Man and no geometry.
Or the dark dimensions, yeah, or you're Spider-Man and no geometry. Like basically, if you really go into like that dark energy, and Wanda's just like, Wanda is not a sorcerer. She doesn't know spells. She is like magic, and so she just literally comes out of there.
Not yet. Not only does she just she's able to change the mirror dimension by going into the reflections, but literally get out of it.
Okay, and not only that, but she's still able to interact with like the real world, at least cast her spells. Because think about it.
Well, yeah, that's right.
While Doctor Strange was trying to get out of Kamar-Taj, right, and he was going to use his sling ring,
it went away.
Wanda, from the mirror dimension, literally breaks the sling ring into like millions of pieces, and she makes that room basically her playing field. She's like, okay, let me turn the tides. You imprison me here, but in reality, you're in my prison.
Exactly.
And
it's really it's awesome, and I literally think it's one of the most underrated scenes in that whole movie.
Very much so.
It's literally one of the underrated scenes because like every time,
just because it's done so quickly but so well.
But because even watching it the second time, I still enjoyed it and all that stuff.
Yes, like you get literal chills, especially like the musical number too while it's playing in the background. Mm-hmm. It's literally, you know, the squeaking of violins. So like,
yeah,
literally high pitched notes, squeaking of violins, literal horror, because people are being dragged through puddles of water, through like literally any reflection that on the surface is just boom, within an instant.
Yeah, so it's that scene right there, and then just throughout everything she's done with I'm starting to blank the name on it, on the what walking again, the blood walk, I don't know what it's called.
What are you talking about? When she Dreamwalkers?
Dreamwalking, I think that was called. Yeah.
Yes, Dreamwalking.
The dreamwalking with that and everything. I was just doing that so easily, and just like it's showing how she is a quick learner at this stuff and everything like that, and just able to use her powers fully and everything. It's just
because think about it, she's taking over the mind of another Wanda
in another universe.
In another universe.
And literally,
and we all know that Wanda is all about, like, especially when we were first introduced, she was all about, you know, psychic manipulation,
mm-hmm.
and she would do psychic attacks on people. So the fact that she's able to just do this with ease and easily take control over another Wanda's body without Wanda without the other Wanda breaking free from the Scarlet Witch. We're just gonna call her Scarlet Witch from now on, just because, yeah,
I call her either way.
continuity.
I keep it either way.
Yeah. Just because, like, it's another Wanda, she's able to just take over it so easily. The only thing that really just distracts her is her boys, you know, boys.
Yeah, that's like literally that's like the only thing. Well, but then again, it's like that's also her motivation at the same time.
Yes.
And all that stuff, and it's just like it's like people are always like, it's like people are always like wondering like why is she like this, and like, do you not realize of like what you saw in the last 2 episodes of WandaVision? Like, she wants her boys back and all that stuff. Like, yeah, she's learned her lesson. Like, people don't remember. Yeah, she's learned her lesson from what she did in Westview and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
So she's like, no more making up fake realities. I'm going to make this my reality.
yeah, she's literally like, literally is what she's doing. Yeah, and what she's trying to do this whole time, and with between the end of WandaVision 2, where we're at now, Multiverse of Madness, it's and all that stuff. And I don't understand of why people don't get that. Like, there's like, if like, it seems like people think it's like we should have had something between about what happened with her.
Yes.
But then again, at the same time, it's like I said, that orchard scene is the reason where, you know, like, yeah, she's been learning and all that stuff for that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
And
go ahead.
especially when it comes to, like, the scene with the Illuminati, right?
Oh.
Like, here's the thing that with that whole situation too. It's like Wanda's like, oh, this isn't my universe per se, so
I'm not in my actual body, too.
Yes, and so she's like, dude, I could really just go all out here, and there's really no consequences. And the fact that, granted, okay, do we want to mention who's in the Illuminati, or?
I was gonna make that like a separate thing. I think we're
Okay.
I was gonna try to make that a separate thing, but go ahead.
But the fact that, so basically she just tears apart so quickly, right? And even though, like, the Illuminati has pretty heavy hitters, Wanda just walks the cake, and you're just like, what the heck, man?
As again, in being in a different universe in a different body while dreamwalking, still showing her skill set in there and all that stuff. It is just like, oh my god. Oh, stuff like, it's like literally the build up, like watching her journey between that and that is like literally worth it. And I'm so excited of whatever they plan on doing with her after this, and all stuff. Whether we get a possible another season of WandaVision in a way, or something like that, or her own
dive
movie.
deeper, because we are getting an Agatha show, right?
We're getting Agatha coming soon. Giving her own movie and all that stuff, probably, and all that stuff. I'm all for it on that, and just like that way, it's like that movie is her, like, I guess you can say, redemption arc in a way of like making everything actually right, if she could. For that, and it's just I think her progression to this movie, Strange's progression in this movie on a which is more on a personal, I feel is more on a personal level than it is on the mystic arts and everything, because we've seen that throughout the movies. For that, who else everybody else in the movie has been great. Love Wong throughout this movie. For that stuff. And you know you're muted, Manny, if you're talking to us.
Yeah, it said Wong was actually only using 50% of his power, you know?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, as Source Supreme, you
Because
know?
if he uses the other, it just, you know, he just destroys worlds. You know what I mean?
He is the Sorcerer
He didn't
Supreme.
wanna, yeah, he didn't wanna destroy realities.
I will say though, for Strange particularly, though we did how we talked about how I say it's like, though this is more of him knowing more about his personal than his mystic arcs, the fact that he was able to not only dreamwalk into a different universe on a dead body, but he'd be able to control the souls of the damned and make that his own power in a way
Oh
is
yeah,
it is pretty much awesome.
that was a very sick scene. Just because like I said, the musical number for this movie really great. I feel like all the scenes, the music fit nicely for everything. I never felt like there was a dull moment with the music in the show that made me want to be like, oh, whatever. Like I feel like every scene with the music that was paired with
Mm.
fit perfectly and just like intrigued me more to watch it. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like like I said, when he started dreamwalking and then you just hear the guitar of like when he wakes up,
Mm.
he just went just
Oh,
he wakes
especially
up, he's
let's not forget about the musical fight scene itself.
oh, exactly. Like I said, very creative way of seeing Doctor Strange use his power. Because like
Yeah.
obviously we know that Doctor Strange, very powerful user. We've seen him in Avengers Infinity War literally have a one-on-one fight with Thanos. But we've never seen him really against another magic wielder. And with this, it just really shows like how creative he could really get with the spells that he casts.
Mm-hmm.
Using musical notes from a piano to really have a battle of the bands per se.
Especially since he is a big Strange himself, a big musical person himself and everything. If you remember in the beginning of
Ex-
one.
exactly. You know, Battle of the Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really liked it because like the musical number that's really playing in there is literally just him versus the Supreme Strange. And I just find it so nice because like
Okay, let's not say
you,
Supreme Strange.
well
Clarify that.
it's yeah, it's not Strange Supreme from What If, but in this
It,
Dark
it it's
Strange.
a look-alike.
Yeah. So the Dark Strange, because like we do get a little what ifs, like Easter eggs,
We get those what if Easter
um,
eggs, but they're not officially from the thing and all stuff. And well,
we get like Zombie Strange, we get a Supreme Strange look-alike, and a couple other what ifs.
which we'll talk about soon. For that. Let's see. We talked about Wong. I enjoyed Christine based off her of course in the MCU, and then of course her variant. Seeing the two different sides of those ones and seeing how much they mean to Steven, being helpful for him is
We have a
such a
new I Love You 3000.
I love you in every universe.
I love you in every universe.
That was awesome. Um, America Chavez. I liked her as an introductory character in this movie. Didn't need to. In my opinion, I don't think they needed to flesh out more about her. I think what they provided here is a good starting point to because I
I'm
know.
sorry, but when I first saw like the little origin story of American Chavez, dude, I kind of laughed. This whole thing started just because she got scared of a bee.
Okay, yeah, that is a little something and everything. Well, I mean, like that's probably it's probably because that's how it awakened her powers and all that stuff. She probably didn't know about them until that day. That's what I'm trying to go with and all that stuff at the side and everything. Also, since we're on that scene in particularly, I don't understand why countries would ban this movie because of that scene.
No, I understand clearly.
No, I really don't because there's not.
Yeah,
It's two
yeah,
women next to each other. That's it.
yeah, exactly.
If that's it
Like,
though.
granted, she's
Yeah,
saying moms,
yeah,
and I
no.
know she does have her little LGBT badge and
Okay,
everything.
there's
But
that. But that's more of her. Like, it's more the reason why it was being is because of that scene in particularly
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that stuff. But it's like
you
other
know,
I don't get it.
countries.
I don't get it.
change is coming. I think people just don't like the fact that change is like being presented to them just so quickly, and so for people, I guess they just don't have time to adapt.
But
But
it's too.
that's just a whole different topic,
It's. I know it is. I know it is. But for me, looking at that, like, because I can, like, I
It
understand.
wasn't like Eternals per se.
It's
Like,
not that. And then, but at the same time, it's
I didn't
I
even
like
like Eternals really.
and all that stuff. Like,
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
Like, dude, who are the characters in there? I don't even remember.
Am I the only one?
Salama Hayek,
So
Kumail Nanjiani.
So I am in the minority. I am the only one that actually enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty much.
Ricky, like let's be honest.
No, I'm
would have
dead
been better
serious.
as fleshed.
I'm dead
No,
serious.
I know you're dead serious. Like, but let's be honest, it would have been better fleshed out as a show because, like, dude,
Oh yeah.
nobody's memorable. The only reason why I know some characters' names is because, you know, literally like mythology and things like that. Like Icarus, you know, flew too close to the sun.
Well, Blade's in it.
Xerxes and everything. Like, you know, that's the only reason why I know names. Like anything other than
Blade.
that, like who the heck are you?
I know Blade's in it.
You literally just put a Blade reference.
That's the only character I know that's in it.
But like,
okay,
like I say, like it's a good like introduction because like I do see like where the plot points are going to like go towards like a universal scale, right? But in the end of the day, I'm just like, where does this fit with like in the Marvel Phase 4, and why is it important?
There's a lot of things about the Phase 4 itself that everyone's been questioning and all that stuff.
Because I feel like Marvel Phase 4 has just been like a little bit everywhere, but I do understand that it has also been establishing like new Avengers, right? So we're getting all these different characters. We're trying to build up back up to all the people that we've lost per se. And yeah.
I'm just waiting for the Blade movie, aka Morbius 2.
Anyways, moving on. Do not do that. Oh
Morbius
my gosh.
is gonna be a Blade.
People said Morbius too.
Can we mute Manny? No.
Yeah, actually, I should. I could.
Morbius, no, let Morbius.
Yay. Oh, look at it. That's so bad.
I'll mute him.
This guy.
Anyways, before we go into more universe stuff and all that stuff, because that's a whole nother tangent than all that stuff in itself.
Earth 616 now.
And all that stuff. I guess we could talk about that real quick. I'm surprised how people are upset about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable of why, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to try to make the MCU a separate universe within the Marvel Comics universe?
Yeah, because then what you're allowing for that is you're allowing comics and the movie to be intertwined, and that's gonna just be a whole mess. So and that's just gonna be like a whole mess on its own. So I just like it that they already established that our MCU is just like a main universe.
This is a separate multiverse
as a cinematic piece, you know?
Yeah.
So like obviously we're gonna have our main verse as like we have a main verse as a comic piece. We have our main verse like as an animated piece.
Yeah.
And now we have a main verse as a cinematic live action, you know?
Yeah.
And I just really like that just because obviously they pick ideas from the Marvel universe, and most of the ideas that they usually do pick is like from the Ultimate Universe, but I just like that it's in the end of the day it's its own separate thing.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing and everything like that.
It is a good thing,
and it's like because that way you don't make it that way you're not making it, I guess you can say, connected to the comics and all that stuff.
Yeah, because what you're allowing is a new audience.
Yeah,
and I think especially with Phase 4, I think that's a lot what Marvel is actually trying to do. Is they're just trying to establish a newer audience too, to be able to come and join, because all the characters and all the things that we're being introduced to, you don't have to go back and really watch
like
Iron Man 1,
like
and then move from there.
Like literally, I think probably the only thing that allows you to connect back to the Infinity Saga is Strange, really.
Yeah, it's really just Strange to really introduce new people into it, and I really like that because you're literally building a new community, and I think that's also where the community is getting split, though, because we have the old Marvel fans that's been here, you know, since day one, and then you have the new ones that have been like, you know, me too, and you have the new ones that are like, I've only seen like the new stuff, but Spider-Man, Tom Holland, this is right? And they're like, why is Wanda like that? And like, well, if you've seen any of the past iterations, you would know. And
Yeah.
I really like that with the MCU, they're really establishing like new stuff for newer people to come in and hop into this train without feel like they're being left out
Yeah.
because it's new for everyone.
Yeah, and I think like also it's like with Disney Plus also, since mostly everything's in there except with the exception of Hulk and the Spider-Man movies. They have a series called Legends. It does go talk about each of the characters within the MCU and some short form and something like that, and that can provide some good stuff with it too itself and everything too. With that. But I think at the same, but like coming back, rolling back to the whole 616 designation stuff and all that stuff. I think it is a better thing to do to make this like this is 616 MCU and everything, and if you want 616, that's comics. Go to the comics and all that stuff. Don't worry about making this a bigger multiverse in itself. How else there's a designation separation between them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick question: since the Venom symbiote's in the MCU now, can we get Dolph Lundgren as Venom?
No,
that'd be dope.
no.
Dolph Lundgren as Eddie Brock would be dope.
No, that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, he looks like Eddie Brock from the comics. He has like the blonde hair. He has like that square thing.
No.
He has like that square haircut thing.
Eddie Brock's
He's muscular.
Not really. Doesn't have to
Yeah,
be. He doesn't have to be.
No, I'm saying like to look like the comics. Like he has like that blonde.
I get what you're saying, Manny, but I'm
thing.
also saying it doesn't need to be like that.
It'd be cool though.
And all that stuff. It doesn't need to. And I think that's the one thing. That is the one thing in which we're gonna get to right now, where people take this multiverse for an advantage in a way, and that's the Illuminati, and for that stuff. So of course the Illuminati has been introduced to us in the MCU, and that is within the universe of 838, if I'm saying that one correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And that is introducing us to Mordo, who is the Sorcerer Supreme of this universe. Captain Carter, for those who haven't watched the first episode of What If, this is a different variant of this Captain Carter. We are learning.
Or is it?
It is.
Not just kidding.
It's a variant. Okay, let's not be like everybody else and be questioning this stuff. It's a variant. It's another variant.
Oh, so we're using the word variants now from Loki series? Not just kidding.
Well, yeah, it's the.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in the lore, you know your stuff. I'm just kidding. We are introduced to Black Bolt, and very much a very more comic accurate Black Bolt and everything. Not from the show that I only watched one episode of and never stopped looking at it ever since. But not only that, just to remember though, that is the same actor that played Black Bolt in the show too. So that's a pretty cool callback right there. Also, he plays Captain Pike in the Star Trek Strange New World show, so that's pretty cool too.
Is that another universe in the MCU? Multiverse?
Another entirely different franchise instead. Okay, don't try to connect anything unless this is Fortnite and this is becoming a metaverse of all things.
Yeah. Well, Galactus was in Fortnite, and so was Iron Man.
Let's not start this. Let's not do this.
What is this? What is this? Thinking DC Comics Fortnite?
No. Ooh, I can go on a whole tangent about Fortnite lore with those two. I can go on a tangent with that. Don't get me started with that.
Actually, Ricky, I read the comics for that, so we could go on a tangent about that later.
For the DC one, the DC ones.
DC, yes.
Oh my god! I mean, I enjoyed them, but the fact it's like so
it made it interesting.
So much is happening in this, and at the same time, those DC comics make so much perfect sense of what Fortnite is. Anyways. That's that too. Besides that, we are also introduced to this universe's Captain Marvel, who is actually Maria Rambeau and everything. And if you don't know, that is the best friend of Carol Danvers from the movie, and also the mother of Monica Rambeau back in WandaVision.
Call back to the whole reference. She's black.
Exactly.
So are the Avengers in her universe called the Avengers?
No.
This is the Illuminati, my guy.
This is no. There's
No, I
no.
know.
There's no Avengers.
But the universe she's from.
The Illuminati.
No, the person. Right? The Captain Marvel. Or Miss Marvel, whatever her name is.
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
There you go, Captain Marvel. Okay.
Where are you going with this?
The universe that she is from, which is that universe, correct?
838.
Correct. Yeah. In Universe 838, are the Avengers called the Avengers, and if so, why?
We're just gonna do this. You know?
Because that was her call sign in the Air Force.
That was
Avenger.
That was Carol's call sign.
Exactly. And that's where Nick Fury got the name Avengers Initiative. So technically speaking, he wouldn't have gotten the name Avengers Initiative. It would have been her call sign Initiative, which I can't remember her call sign.
My gosh.
I mean, right?
Manny, you have to know. You have to know every universe is different on how stories goes out and all that stuff.
Right.
As I
how
mentioned,
did their universe get Avengers?
Manny,
did he just randomly make it up?
Manny, I'm just gonna say this now. I think the fact that me and Arturo already had stated that the Avengers do not exist in this universe should already answer that question for you.
Because they're not named the Avengers. Because that wasn't their call sign.
Because they were because it was never a thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't the Avengers that banded together to defeat Thanos. It was the Illuminati.
Got it.
But
back to my introduction of the Illuminati before I got side railed by a whole Avengers.
Before you got railed by Manigo, that's kind of weird.
That's weird indeed. Don't make it weirder now.
I'm wearing socks.
Stop! You're making it weirder. You're making it weirder. You're making it weirder.
Lights are on. Don't worry.
Yeah, lights on. I'm wearing socks.
I hate you all. I hate you all. We are not. Oh, okay. Anyways.
Oh, don't forget. Hey, Ricky, no homo.
Yeah, no homo. No homo sapien.
No.
But don't worry. For the homies, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is why I can't do anything with you guys. But lastly, we are introduced for the very first time in the MCU, Dr. Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
The smartest man alive.
Oh God, don't get us started with that. The smartest man alive, Dr. Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. Also, I caught this on my For You page. I'm surprised I didn't catch this myself. Though it looks different on the coloring, he appeared just like how in the TVA does when they go to different time stuff. You know how like the portals they use? It's different. It's a different color. It's a different coloring and all that stuff and everything. But it's similar to that in a way. And all that stuff. So I found that I found that kind of interesting from when I caught that on my For You page.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
But I do like that we already got 3 new things. So like we got Fantastic Four, because obviously we're getting a Fantastic Four movie. We got Inhumans and we got mutants.
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot. Lastly, but not least.
Yes.
Last but not least, the man that said in the trailer, we should tell him the truth, was none other than Patrick Stewart himself.
Magneto.
This is why I can't do anything. I just want to leave. I just want to leave. I swear. God damn it. Professor Charles Xavier of the X-Men. And this is a variant and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This isn't the Charles Xavier you've seen from the Fox X-Men movies. This is more of a representation of the Charles Xavier from the
X-Men
90s animated show, with the chair, with the theme music playing, by the way, also in an orchestral style, also
with
and
the
everything,
outfit.
With the outfit too, and everything, which is very awesome to see. Now there are those people who are already popping those questions, those Manny theory questions. Not that I'm saying you were asking it. I'm just saying that's how you ask your questions and all that stuff. Is this the same Xavier that's in the anime show? It is not. This is a different variant and all that stuff. It just the music and the style of how he looked, it was just more fan service.
The main question I had was on their universe, are the what do you call it? Are the handicap accessible stalls bigger? Because he has a huge wheelchair in this one. You know what I mean?
This guy.
Like the one that's in there. I mean, he has a smaller, compact one in the X-Men movies for this one. You know,
I was just saying, I thought it was like, is that people from the times when we were while we were away and all stuff, and on my For You page, people were asking like, is this the same Charles Xavier from the animated show? Like, no, it's just a variant. It's just another variant that just happens to be stylized in the '90s version of it.
Because this Charles Xavier, actually, especially with this Illuminati, they really underestimated the power of Wanda.
Well, that's the Illuminati themselves. They're arrogant.
Exactly.
And all that stuff.
That is the Illuminati themselves. They are arrogant.
They are very arrogant.
You know what would have made them more arrogant? Superior Iron Man.
So apparently, that's the other thing people were upset about, because there was no Iron Man in this Illuminati and everything. Because like the one example they wanted to mention that why they should have been one is because of the Ultron bots. Now, here's the thing.
Hank Pym created Ultron.
Huh?
That dude.
No, what did you say, Manny?
I say it.
What did you say? Who created them in the comics?
Hank Pym.
Thank you. You said something correct. Okay, that's what I was gonna get at. That's what I was gonna get at. And all that stuff.
New rock stars.
You know what would have been a nice little cameo? Pymtron.
I wouldn't be like, that would have been interesting to see that if it was a Hank Pym in this universe that was the in this Illuminati, but it is the a Pym that's infused with Ultron and all that stuff. That'd have been interesting.
It was played by Tom Cruise.
No, everybody was asking for him to play Tony Stark Iron Man.
That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. It's like you get Tom Cruise, but he's not playing the character you want.
All that stuff. Like, hey, Tom Cruise is in here. He's just not the right one. All that stuff. Like,
it's just like a dude on the. He's Pizza Papa instead of the other guy.
Nah, Bruce Campbell was fine with Pizza Papa. I'm cool with Bruce Campbell with Pizza Papa. Pizza Papa. So yeah, so that is our Illuminati, who, of course, as I said, being arrogant as ever and all that stuff, and doesn't seem to think that Wanda would kill them, every single one of them.
You know, and I really do like the fact that they play it with the fact that, Baron Mordo, manipulated the whole situation to like actually get rid of Doctor Strange in that universe.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
it's like, in all actuality, I don't think that was his thing. What it seems like from that universe's Mordo, I mean, and all that stuff. I don't know, but it's like, it just, because the way how it ended was like, he's like, how he told Strange, like, I get why your Mordo hates you so much. And all that stuff, which is like kind of making me think like, okay, maybe this Mordo is not similar to our Mordo, the Mordo in 616 MCU. That's what I'm gonna designate it, 616 MCU. So that way, at least people don't be
that way, not 616 comics.
that way people are not that pissed off when I say it like that, and all that stuff. And for that stuff, and but at the same time, it's just like, I'm fine. I was like, it's they had their purpose. They did what they did, and they were out. Very in a gory fashion too, I might add, which was awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Now, outside of the loop with the Illuminati, I think the only one thing about them, continue on into the MCU, is the actor that played him, John Krasinski, which is his name, is going to be the Reed Richards of 616 MCU. What are your guys' thoughts? I get a maybe.
Wait, what was that? Repeat.
Is the John Krasinski who played Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness, is he going to be the Reed Richards of 616 MCU?
I definitely think so, just because we haven't seen an introduction to the Fantastic Four in our main Marvel universe.
In 616 MCU.
In the 616 MCU. So I do think it is a very high possibility to have that in there. Because think about it. We no longer really have we don't really have our Iron Man anymore. And Bruce Banner is out doing his own thing, and we don't really see much of Hank Pym. So we need another big brain in that Marvel
Victor Von
universe,
Doom.
and that big brain that's going to be there is
MODOK.
probably going to be Reed Richards.
Did you say Baraka?
I said MODOK.
Oh,
Dude, that sucks that the MODOK season 2 was canceled for Hulu.
Oh, I heard about that.
yeah.
I was like, dang. I'm like, it wasn't that really great of a show, but I do
It
like
wasn't.
the little like it was kind of like an Adult Swim show, you know. I do really enjoy,
Yeah.
like a Robot Chicken kind of version.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know season 1 was already out.
It's been out.
Really?
Yeah.
I
watched
knew,
it,
I knew
last
about,
year.
I knew about it, but I was like, I don't remember it having like a release date. If I can't remember correctly, for it. But
Actually, I watched it week by week.
oh, okay,
I binged it. I'm not gonna lie.
interesting. Okay, so here's my thing on it. I'll be fine with it if they do, but I would probably possibly lean more towards them casting someone else. Because also, if you remember, not every variant looks the same.
Correct. Yeah.
Back in Loki, going back to Loki in this and everything. Though we have a multiverse, not every variant is the same. Looks the same. So this is a chance, and all that stuff, for them to do. Especially if you're gonna cast them younger, and all that stuff. So that way you have them for a long period of stretch of time, and all that stuff. That way, we can actually, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but like story them out and all that stuff and everything like that. And it's the same thing with Professor X too. Like I wouldn't.
You can say so that they can be stretched out across movies.
Exactly. And then plus it's like how, because like what people will go on with with Reed in particularly, like they would probably want to keep him because of the fact that in 838 Reed is already married to Sue and already have the kids and all that stuff. I wouldn't want that as an introduction for 616 MCU and all that stuff. I would want, I think getting a somewhat origin story to them would be cool to get that, especially in an MCU style. Like hell, you don't even have to like do all the stuff how they get their powers in the movie. It can be something else if that's MCU related and all that stuff. It's very plausible in my opinion for that. And what I would
nice to meet you. No. Okay.
And it's for the fact, and it's more for the fact that it's like I'd rather have that happening of being them actually introduced and then fleshed out throughout the MCU than having them already somewhat older, I guess you can say. And then also,
wait, who are we talking about?
The Fantastic Four. And also for all that stuff. Then
and the return of Chris Evans as,
because like I mentioned, I don't know if you heard because how I mentioned like
McCube comes into play.
Because like how I mentioned of like 838 Reed is already married to Sue, already has the kids and everything like that. And there's been people have already theorized like maybe the 616 versions will be that same thing. I don't want that really.
Yeah, because like, and obviously there are younger variants too.
Yeah, you're always gonna
look
going back to Loki also. Yeah, so there is a variant. You can have a variant Reed that's a variant for that are younger and all that stuff and everything.
Yes,
too.
Because they are born sometimes throughout different time periods, but they're just the same Loki or the same person. What is your idea?
What is your what if?
Okay. So this is variants, right?
Oh no, I don't like this.
So maybe you got Reed Richards as like the Human Torch, right?
Did he freeze?
Okay.
And then you got the guy. You got the Human Torch as maybe Mr. Fantastic, right?
Nope. That's already wrong in so many levels.
Then we have John Cena as
Mr. Invisible, right? As the invisible person, right?
Where's Sue in all this?
And then the crazy part is
Cena.
Yeah, John Cena
as the invisible man.
Yes, isn't so because he's invisible, dude.
Yeah, and then
you can just say John Cena, and then you can just say
yeah. And then the good part is
where was he? Like, where was Sue in this whole movie? Like, dude, you didn't see her?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
It's John Cena with the
she was
wig.
just playing her part the whole time.
Yeah, it's just John Cena in a blonde wig.
Exactly, like how we've seen in like the Jimmy Fallon show,
Exactly.
the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Like, dude, John Cena's played
And then you can have
many
Dwayne
roles
the
before.
Rock Johnson as the Thing, right?
Because he's the Rock,
Yeah.
and so
Uh,
he'll go from the Rock to the Thing.
yeah, exactly. The Boulder.
The boulder.
The Boulder.
The boulder says it's clobbering time.
Oh, dude,
You can
we're
have
just in reality, Ricky,
Stop. Don't say that.
this is a multiverse where it is a variant.
yeah. You got Will.i.am as
Okay.
Human Torch because he
Why
speaks
are
that
we
fire.
doing variants?
You know
Can
what
we
I mean?
stick to the 616 MCU,
Okay,
please?
Let's go back to the 616.
Why are we talking about variants? We're talking about the actual main 616 MCU universe and all that stuff. None of this John Cena BS and everything like that. John Cena can't see me. Oh my
You can't, dude.
He'll just be like,
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Anyways,
and Kurt is just John Cena in a wig.
anyways, to bring up so Illuminati, there we seen them, they died and all that stuff. We have been introduced into the MCU with the Fantastic Four, the mutants, and the Inhumans. To some degree,
we might get an Illuminati of our own. I think
actually,
in the 616 universe, just because like Doctor Strange has been introduced to the idea of it.
No, that's what I was actually gonna mention. Will the Illuminati exist in the 616 MCU, and who would it be? Because I think we already can establish some of them already without, except for two people, and everything.
Yes.
And everything.
So I think as far as like this goes, we'll have Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Reed Richards, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Namor, upcoming, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because he's been part of it in the comics, so that makes sense.
I would say maybe Black Panther, depending on how the movies go.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna take that out of consideration because until we see Wakanda Forever later this year.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said depending on how the movie goes.
Yeah.
Because the Black Panther has been part of the Illuminati before.
Yeah. Yes, that is true.
Hey, wait, real quick. Are they giving Black Panther the title to Shuri or no?
Honestly, I don't know, and I'm fine with not knowing until I see that movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with that.
We should have Jason Momoa's name one. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. If you think about it. Imagine him being Aquaman and Namor at the same time.
It'll be something. All right.
He would.
Another before we wrap our discussion to this movie, the thing that relates to the mid-credit scene and everything like that, but it was also mentioned within the movie itself, and that is the incursions. Of course, if you are familiar in the comics to Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New X-Men, Avengers and New Avengers run, incursions are when two universes are colliding to each other, and then the only two outcomes can come out of it. Either one will destroy the other, or both are destroyed at the same time, within an 8-minute time span, if I remember correctly.
Literal worlds colliding.
Exactly.
Wait, isn't there one where they fuse?
No.
Oh, what's that about?
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, and I'm just about to get to that.
Right? Okay.
So, with that run, in particular with the incursions, that it led up to the crossover event called Secret Wars, and then of course with that story, and particularly, with all the worlds colliding and everything like that, who else than Doctor Doom himself saves the multiverse by combining different universes together into one called Battle World and everything. But at the same time, Doom makes himself as god of this and everything like that. Now,
Doom has ultimate power.
exactly.
And then
And
obliterates Thanos.
And then
actually, no.
he's like,
Actually,
Reed
no.
Richards, you are the smartest man alive. You
So,
would know what to do with it.
so there's a lot more to Secret with Secret Wars in itself. I do highly recommend reading the story if you happen to have Marvel Unlimited for everything, because it is a good story and I enjoy it myself.
Very good story. And it just I feel like it really fleshes out Doom too, because
yeah,
it really, in the end of the day, Doom is a really smart guy and Doom is a really strong sorcerer. But in the end of the day, he's just the guy who wants a family. And he's never been given that chance just because of
those
like
are facts.
his scars, right?
Those are facts.
And it just
All
really
right,
fleshes him out. And then especially leading forward to why
another
Doom is
theory.
like a good guy
Oh
later
no.
on in Marvel
Oh
Comics.
no. Oh no,
Another theory.
Manny came up with a theory.
All right, Doctor Doom. What does
Okay.
he want? A family.
I will. Okay,
You
go
got
ahead
Wanda.
before I finish my
What
thing.
does she want? She wants a family.
No. I have a better theory. So, Wanda lost her kids, right? Batman
Right.
lost his parents.
Okay.
Wanda becomes Batman's parent.
You know what?
True.
You know what's funny? No, I don't think that works. Never mind. Anyways, I'm moving
What?
on from both
No,
of those.
you gotta say it now. You can't say you know what's funny
No,
and
I
then not
found
say
it was a meme. It was more of a meme. It was relating to how Wanda loses her kids, and then Mark and Steven don't have a mother and all that stuff, because that was the one thing that brought them together. And then the meme ended with them three hanging out together and all that stuff. And I was just like, that's just so weird on so many levels.
You know, it would be headcanon. No, just kidding. No.
You know who else is
But
dead without
anyways,
a mother figure in their life?
oh my god.
My mom.
Peter Parker.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Anyways, with the introduction of incursions into the MCU, there's people already are theorizing this could lead to a Secret Wars story in the future for the MCU. I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon. Maybe in the future, but also at the same time, it's like we also have to deal with other things such as Kang and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Invasion is still a thing that's happening within the MCU, which is going to be a Disney Plus series and all that stuff. So maybe towards Galactus is not even introduced yet, so I won't even until he's introduced. I'll say something.
But technically, there's a variant out there.
No,
that he looks like a cloud.
No, don't do this to me. Stop. This is why I get ticked off about certain people, because I hate how they try to do the Fox and Sony stuff, and then try like, oh, now that the MCU introduced the multiverse, they can do these other stuff. I'm like, shut up. The only good connection was Venom. That was it.
So you agree that Venom was decent?
I didn't say it was decent. I'm saying that's the only connection to that in the MCU. I'm not saying it's decent and all that stuff. I'm just saying
Venom
that
2 was a good movie.
One is an okay movie. Two, but yeah, its story was. I'm not saying and all that stuff. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. But anyways,
that's fair.
Secret Wars. I mean, I'll be excited to see that, but I'm not. I don't want to see it soon, and all that stuff. Build that up more and all that stuff. And I hope that's what we'll see in a third Strange movie and all that stuff, and maybe something else that comes out that what other projects they announce. But we still got a lot of other things that are happening within this phase and all that stuff. So make it the ending of 4 or the whatever the saga is going to be and all that stuff.
You know what I love? I love spoilers without context. They're so good sometimes.
And all that stuff. But other than that, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I haven't watched yet?
Yeah.
I haven't watched stinking what's it called? Captain America.
Oh, you haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It's a good show. I know people have its gripes about it, but still, it's a good show.
Did people bash on it because was it like the same thing with the comics where people were like, "Oh, this isn't my Captain America"?
Well, no, it's more of it's just how it
It's
just
like the pacing of the show and like
and it
the
feels it,
the
it and people will say it like it feels left
topics
out
it
with
tries to
everything.
cover.
Yeah,
Well, because
Okay.
they cut a bunch of stuff out because of its relation to the pandemic. That's why.
because that's why. Because
Yeah,
unfortunately,
the
like what
original
they had.
storyline dealt with the pandemic.
Well, no,
Okay.
it dealt with a pandemic,
Yeah, a pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and they're like, yeah, we
and then
probably should do.
an actual pandemic occurred, and then they were like, I don't
Yeah,
think this is gonna be a good idea to do.
yeah.
Okay,
So it kind of
so
felt rushed.
before we wrap everything, should I give you? Should I? I've seen it twice. I think it's time to give it a ranking. For I haven't even
Let's
done
do a
Moon Knight
ranking out of 30.
out of 33, actually.
So it's
33.
number 33.
Or should we do it out of 72?
No, we're not doing
Because
everything
that's how
else. We're not doing
that's how
everything
many
else.
dimensions that America Chavez has traveled through.
God, I hate it. So I have. So this is where I'm actually gonna place it at outside of my top 10. Unfortunately, as much as I enjoyed this movie, it's outside of my top 10. Actually, no, it is in my top 10 at 10.
At 10?
At number 10? Okay,
At number 10. I don't even have Moon Knight ranked in this also.
Oh, so you're including TV shows as well then?
Yeah, of course. It's the whole MCU. Of course, I'm gonna include the Disney Plus shows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moon Knight, very well done. I will say that.
Loki's number 4. I have Loki at 4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, which I'm kind of reconsidering that after. I think that's because after seeing Multiverse of Madness and then watching WandaVision again before seeing Multiverse of Madness, I kind of want to switch that out between WandaVision and Loki because I have WandaVision at 8, and I kind of want to change that. I'm not gonna lie.
I have Falcon and Soldier at number 4. Anyways, that was a great episode. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys join us next week or next 2 weeks.
Hope you join us
bi-weekly.
next year, you know?
Yeah, hope you guys join us next bi-weekly episode. With that being said, this is the Only Podcast.
Peace.
Bye.